familiar with the matter tells ABC News the ceasefire with Hezbollah in Lebanon has started. No statement from the Iran-backed militants yet. A diplomat familiar told ABC News the ceasefire was mediated by Qatar, the U.S., and Iran. This as the U.S.-Iran talks scheduled for today in Switzerland are postponed. Some Republicans in Congress are openly criticizing the initial deal, Iran already profiting by being allowed again to sell oil. Remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur continue through the Gulf Coast. Alabama could get heavy rain and flash flooding. Cleanup after a tornado hit Jefferson County, Indiana.
Within seconds, the house was gone. It just come through so fast.
New problems with the reflecting pool in Washington in front of the Lincoln Memorial after about $15 million to drain, fix leaks, install filtration, paint, and seal the pool. The blue paint sealant on the floor is peeling, flaking off, and green algae exploding. This is ABC News. It's no joke. The first case of the Los Angeles County District Attorney's new business tax fraud unit is against a comedian, Carlos Mencia, for allegedly not paying personal or business taxes from 2019 to 2024.
I am guessing that Mr. Mencia thought that taxes were maybe a laughing matter, but they're not a laughing matter. It's a matter of fairness.
The LADA, a labor union behind a controversial one-time 5% tax on California billionaires, has significantly scaled back the proposal to 2% a day after it qualified for the November ballot. But Governor Gavin Newsom still not on board. A 1,200-year-old major oak in Sherwood Forest linked to the legend of Robin Hood is believed to have died. The Royal Society in charge of it says that the tree failed to sprout leaves this spring. Visitors to the forest over the years have compressed the soil around it, hindering rain from reaching the roots. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
USA, Australia, high noon, Seattle Stadium. KIRO News Radio is there. We'll have more on that in just a moment. But first, we need to get a look at KIRO News Radio traffic. Sully off today. Ted Biener's here.
Thank you. A semi has run into the ditch on westbound 410 just after State Route 162 with only one lane getting by the scene there, so be aware of that. As noted, the USA versus Australia World Cup soccer match starts at noon at Seattle Stadium, a.k.a. Lumina Field. And the traffic approaching the stadium district is very busy now. The gates opened just moments ago at 9 a.m., and I see a lot of crowded roads around the stadium. Otherwise, right now, your Friday light commute has essentially ended on this Juneteenth holiday. The only slowing I see is northbound I-5 from the West Seattle Bridge into downtown, and on northbound 405, we got some brake tapping from 167 to Sunset. Drive times, Everett to Seattle, Bellevue, both under a half hour. Tacoma to Seattle is close to 40 minutes. Puyallup to Renton is just 27 minutes, and that drive from Renton to Bellevue is close to 20 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Ted Biener.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Frank Lindsay. U.S. faces Australia in a World Cup showdown at noon today, and Seattle is buzzing.
USA! USA! USA!
Fans are packing watch parties, bars, and the stadium itself for one of the biggest events the city has hosted. Our own Luke Ducey spoke with Peter from Linwood, who got down there before sunrise.
All my friends back home are like, oh, that's so cool you're going and everything like that. And they're like, why are you going at 4:30 in the morning? But no, I think it'll be...
Why are you going at 4:30 in the morning?
Oh, that's the military in me. I wasn't sure what to expect, actually, with the trains. They made it sound like, you better get here early, and, the crowds are going to be intense, as they should be,
And remember, no cars allowed in the Pioneer Square area, so you might want to take bus or light rail. Luke will join Ursula and Angela from Seattle Stadium in just a couple of minutes. 8 extra ambulances will be in rotation for World Cup days in Seattle. Curtis Dominguez is Chief EMS Officer at American Medical Response. He tells KIRO 7 they are ready to handle extra calls.
There is a large majority of people that are out here in Seattle. They're spending a lot more time in the sun.
And when it gets hot like this, you need to stay hydrated, take breaks, get in the shade, and also watch for signs of heat-related illness, including dizziness, nausea, and cramping. Close call at Franklin Falls near North Bend ended with the dramatic rescue of a 5-year-old girl this week. King County Explorers Search and Rescue says she slipped into a creek and got swept downstream in 40-degree water on Wednesday. 2 of the group's volunteers happened to be nearby. They jumped in and saved her. Amazon says it does not plan to fire workers who spoke at a Seattle City Council meeting last week, but warns action is possible if company policies were violated. The company tells Seattle Times the employees appeared to speak as representatives of the company, not as private citizens. The workers were urging council members to pause new AI data development centers.
The biggest issue is a belief that AI should be how we solve everything while ignoring the resources that it costs.
Workers say they were called into a meeting after testifying to the city council. One of them said it felt like being interrogated. They have now filed a complaint with the city's Office of Civil Rights. Let's get a look at your weather forecast. We've been talking about the sunshine, and it is here. It is here to stay, at least for a few days. It'll be about 83 today. And we will have a few clouds in the morning tomorrow, but it will be sunny and only about 75. Back up to 80 or so on Sunday, 88 on Monday, and we're hearing about possible 90-degree weather on Tuesday. Right now in downtown Seattle, it is 63 degrees. I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Happy Fresh Friday, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Gee is out today, as you know. He is going to be the MC for the big match today.
That is wild.
It is.
I mean, it's like it's not surprising, but how cool.
How cool.
Yes.
What an opportunity.
Yes.
Oh,
well
so
deserved.
huge. Yes, absolutely. I was hoping he would be able to squeeze in some time for us, but he said there was just no way. And you know how that goes. I mean, they take up every bit of your time getting ready for the noon match.
Right.
Which, okay, Seattle is buzzing with World Cup fever right now. Thousands of fans are pouring into downtown ahead of the noon showdown between the United States and Australia. So we are going to have fun with that today.
I'm looking forward to it.
I know.
Well, every day is a good time with you, Ursula. Just hearing you on the phone this morning, your laugh, your sense of humor. I'm like, they're not ready. They're not ready.
Well, I always love working with you as well. And I'm just curious, all of you listening right now, how are you going to be taking in the festivities? Or will you? Is this just another day for you? Or is there something special about today? Okay, so text us. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Our top stories are brought to you by Pendergast Law. So after years of planning, so much debate about whether Seattle is ready for the spotlight, the moment is finally here. In just a few hours, the U.S. takes the field against Australia in could you call this the biggest sporting event Seattle has ever hosted? Would you say that? Or our own Luke Ducey is live downtown where the party is already getting started. Luke.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Yeah, live outside Lumen Field where everything is abuzz. Sorry, I was distracted by I'm surrounded by a bunch of Aussie fans right now, about a dozen of them. They've got a spokesperson, but they had an Aussie TV crew coming around, and they just come kind of nuts on me for a second.
Well, what did they do?
They're having a great time, though. Let me ask you, we got one spokesperson, and then I don't care if you guys get loud or not. You're having fun here in Seattle, I hope.
We're having a great time. We just got here, and you know why we're so excited? Because our boys are going to pump you, boys! Oh, no! The Aussies are going to do it!
There you go.
It's 2-0. I'm predicting 4-1.
4-1?
4-1. Yeah.
This is a big game because whoever wins this game is going to be top of Group D. We'll probably go through to the knockout stage, so it's all riding here. I predict a chippy game. It's going to be a little knock-em. The Aussies, you guys play pretty tough and physical. I think the U.S. does too. Final prediction of the score was 4-1. All right. You guys having a good time in Seattle? We treating you well?
We are loving it. The American people are great, but you know what? The Australian people are better, mate.
All right. And with that, I'm going to give them one cheer. Give it to me, whatever you want to cheer.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie!
Oi! All right, thank you guys. And now I'm going to go find some Americans. Have a great time. I'm going to find some Americans here to talk to, hopefully. They're just as crazy. I tell you, people are dressed up in American flag onesies, a lot of face paint, hats everywhere. It's been so much fun being here since 6 a.m., just watching people trickle in. And there are thousands outside the stadium here, just a buzz. People having a great time. And, you know, everyone's getting along. I've seen a lot of handshakes and good luck. But as the match gets going and the serious soccer fans get going, you know, and start rooting for their team, this is a big game. There is so much riding on this game right here that is pretty amazing. I'm trying to find an American crew equally as boisterous, and I just don't. But
what?
Here's a guy. Let me ask you. Hey, I'm live on the air with KIRO Newsradio. Can I ask you where you're from? Are you from Seattle? Are you from somewhere
Portland originally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you came here for the game?
I came here for the atmosphere. I'm working on the ticket for the game still.
You don't have a ticket yet?
No, not yet.
You're not willing to pony up the $2,200 it costs to get in the nosebleeds right now?
You know, I think every man has his price works both ways, you know? Like, I thought there wouldn't be anything I would ever do, or there would be nothing that I wouldn't do, I should say, to...
Careful.
Okay. Nothing legal that I wouldn't do to procure a ticket to see the U.S. play here in Seattle. I'm from Portland, but I've been coming here to Seattle all the time. I'm Lewis.
Lewis, have a great day, my man.
Thank you, man.
All right, go USA.
Well, I got
Lewis.
Ask Lewis real quick, though. Like, how's he feeling about how Seattle has rolled out the red carpet, and how are we doing as a host city?
Okay, well, I lost Lewis, so I'm going to ask someone else.
Okay.
So hold on. No, we got you. I got you. Here we go. Hey there, real quick. Sorry, I'm live on the air with KIRO Newsradio. Are you a Seattleite? You're from Seattle?
I'm from Portland,
You're
sorry.
From Portland. A lot of Portlanders here. That's okay. Hey, the Pacific Northwest. It seems like we've done a good job rolling out the red carpet for folks. Would you say hospitality's like our middle name?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we just took the train down. It was delightful. Had some Australia fans. Had a lot of USA
And they were
fans.
nice?
They were nice, yeah.
They hadn't started with the beer yet or the booze?
No, it's a few older gentlemen, so I think they were calmer.
Well, I'm telling you, they're crazy. So, hey, what's your name real fast?
Callan.
All right, my man. Have a great game and a great day. So, yeah, people getting along. But the reason I talked about drinking, kind of joking about it, but this is a true story. The first game for Australia was up in Vancouver, and there were reports and TV reports that they drank the pubs dry up there. And so, and I've seen plenty of people partaking already in the morning, but it's all about having fun as well. So.
Oh, great. Well, Luke,
Yeah, well, I want a quick question for you. Luke, for you.
Sure, absolutely.
Because you've lived in Seattle for a long time. You have covered a lot of events. How does this one rank for you?
Oh, this one's big. This is big time. This is an international crowd. I've been to a couple World Cups, and I got to tell you, there's nothing. It's tough to get into games, but if you can get into one, there's nothing more magical than seeing people from all walks of life, all different nationalities, accents, colors. It's the world literally coming together. There's a thing about soccer, because I'm a soccer player as well.
Yes.
When your team, you root for your team with all you've got until they lose, and most of them do. Only one can win. And then you root for, and this is the rule in soccer, you root for Brazil, because everyone loves Brazil. So whenever you see a Brazilian fan here, they're just fun and they're there for, because they're the best team in the world usually. And so anyways, it is a blast covering this. It's a blast being part of it. There's a great energy here. It's a little bit different than a Seahawks game. It's close, but it's just a little bit more.
Okay. So, Luke, one question. We're getting some text messages from folks who maybe they don't have tickets, but they want to come and just enjoy all of this. How is it getting there? They're like, okay, how close to the stadium can they get and park? Like, any insights you have on what it's like to get down there?
Absolutely. I rolled up this morning in the 5 o'clock hour, and I've never seen so many tow trucks. The exclusionary rule here is no parking around. There's like a 1 mile bubble around the stadium district where you cannot park from 2 a.m. to 6 p.m. And they're serious. I've never seen so many cars and trucks towed in my life. And so they're enforcing that. So do not drive here. I've heard from everyone that Sound Transit is the way to come.
Yes.
Lickety split, no problems. Everyone. I've asked everyone. It's been a smooth ride. You can go online and find out which stations are less crowded. That's an easy way. Go to a watch party. There's one on Pier 68 that I've heard that it's like got a floating soccer field. They've got huge screens. There's one at Pacific Place in downtown Seattle. Huge screens there. There's a family-friendly watch party in the Armory at Seattle Center. Plenty of food there, of course, as well. But, yeah, plenty of places like my neighbors, Dennis and Nancy, are going to go to a watch party. And they're older, and they just want to be a part of it and feel the energy, and so they're coming down. And, I would Uber as close as you can get or take Sound Transit and then walk.
And Metro also is adding buses, so that's another option as well. And I'm glad you emphasized, because so many people are getting towed, and so forget about your car. But Sound Transit had a great, successful Monday. I mean, it worked out really well, even though there were some big lines. They were able to do a near record number of passengers in just one day. So, Luke, we're going to check in with you again at 10 o'clock. I'm going to say, I mean, I'm obviously rooting for Team USA, But if it's not going to be Team USA, I do love the Aussies. I don't know.
They seem to know how to do it. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
They'll cut you, though. Ursula, they will cut you if you're not careful.
Okay, we don't want that. We don't want
Not
that.
really.
Okay.
Not really. But...
So we will check in with you later on.
All right.
Okay, thanks, Luke. Well, Angela, Seattle was supposed to be one of the big winners of the World Cup, but instead, new travel data is suggesting that we are actually one of the few host cities that are seeing fewer visitors. So, for example, flight bookings to Seattle during this tournament are down more than 20% compared to the same period last year. Meanwhile, cities like New York and Houston are seeing big boosts. And so, and I would love to hear some of your thoughts as to some of the reasons, but I think one reason could be a lot of Canadian tourists aren't coming down.
Yes, I have heard about that in terms of, yes, people coming down. You know, we've already had a drop in Canadian tourists, period. So that's one aspect of it. I also think we're so freaking expensive.
Yes.
I mean, the cost of me getting a flight to Texas from anywhere else, affordable, hotels, more options. And when it comes to here, it just seems like we get gouged. And I don't know if it's a demand issue. So I know we have a ton of millionaires here. If you just look at how many rich folks are here and they can throw off the cost of everything. I mean, I know our fuel is a little bit more expensive, but those are just my guesses. And that's just off being a regular consumer who travels.
Yes.
I just think we can be really inaccessible financially.
Well, inaccessible geographically, too, for a lot of people.
That
a lot of
part.
people also say just physically we are, further away. There are other cities where you could go and you can go to a bunch of different places.
Fair.
But the city of Seattle has already lowered its projected World Cup economic impact from $926 million initially to $846 million. But I mean, there's still, it is still a
Is
great
that supposed to be a
opportunity.
profit? Is that supposed to be a profit?
I think it just, the benefits certainly are going to outweigh any sort of cons, but maybe it was just oversold a little bit.
I don't know. I feel like we fell for it. I think every time this kind of thing happens, whether it's the Olympics or the World Cup, we believe the hype because it is exciting when the world has its eyes on you. But the economic reality, when I looked back at all the different events year after year, few cities have actually seen a net profit. Mm-hmm. Now, the things that are intangible, right, in terms of having the
world
focus
stage,
and the
yes.
excitement, all that stuff, yes. But there are few cities that actually financially benefit. And I feel like a sucker for falling for it. Like,
do you remember though? I mean, I heard over a year ago, people tell me, you have a house in Seattle. You should rent out your basement.
Nothing's happened. Same thing. Nothing's happened.
You have a rental house and you haven't.
We have an Airbnb.
Yeah.
There's not.
Is
it empty right now?
I haven't checked, but there's been no boon. I can tell you that. There's been no. I mean, it hasn't been. We thought. What are you going to say?
I want to hear, and I want to hear more of your experience, but I want to hear from people. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476. If you were a small business owner, restaurant owner, or were just expecting a big boost, has it happened for you?
Yes, that's a great question. And someone actually just said they were curious if we're down regular tourists because of FIFA. And I know for a fact people who have canceled plans because they're like, oh, the World Cup's going to be there. I'm going to avoid it.
Yes.
And so we have had businesses say it's actually worse than normal because they've lost out on their regulars who don't come down.
But why are other cities like New York and Boston and some others seeing a big bump?
That's a fair point.
So, yeah.
The other piece of this that I didn't know, and Chef, maybe you've looked into it, but that FIFA apparently changed the way it changed its financial model for this World Cup. And so they're actually making more money than ever the way they're doing it. So I think FIFA is going to come out on top of all this.
Smell like a rose.
Yeah, FIFA's president promised to quadruple their profits by I think it was like 10 years. They're well on their way. They changed the model this year. It used to be that the events would be run by local organizing committees, and then they would be able to sell like licensing rights and sponsorship and advertising and all that kind of stuff. All of that is being sold now through FIFA. So basically, Seattle's getting a franchise license to have the event in our city, and we're responsible for all of the security costs and everything. aside from getting some state money and a little bit of federal money for that help. But we're bearing all of the cost, and FIFA's doing all of the profit when it comes to all the advertising revenue, marketing, broadcasting, etc.
Well, I'd love to hear how folks feel just about it. I mean, today's a big day.
Yeah. We've had some texts already. Someone said sports has an East Coast bias, and they think that plays into it. Someone else, a business owner, wrote in and said that they're down 20% over last year. I'm waiting to see what kind of business, but yeah, that's because you do
give
avoid.
us more details. Give them, and my friend Layla, who you've met, who has a restaurant in downtown, she was like, on Monday, her business was worse.
Oh, yeah.
than
I was
usual.
supposed to go down that area today for a lunch, and I'm thinking of canceling because I'm afraid of
getting stuck in the mix. I have been holding off, Ursula.
Yeah.
But I got to be frank. I feel like Seattle, this feels like throwing a giant party at our house for the neighbors.
Oh, no! Wow.
Well, for normal people who are in Seattle, if you are not someone who enjoys being a part of like a giant packed event and you're not a soccer fan, you're like, skip it for me. Like, miss me with the FIFA stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not a soccer fan. I want to avoid downtown. No way I'm touching it. I don't want to go anywhere near that region. And what is all the hullabaloo?
Yeah. I bet you're not
in
alone
our
in
house.
Yeah, someone else texted that they're in the market and they're down 25%.
Oh, man. See, we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. But I will say that when I hear people from outside talking about how much they love being here and how impressed they are with the beauty that is our home, it does make me feel really good.
Hey, pride, but pride doesn't pay the bills.
I know,
Ursula.
that's so true. That is so true. I'm eternally optimistic. Okay, I need to talk about this because this is a video that has now gone viral. It's a disturbing onstage moment during Seattle University's graduation ceremony. I know you've seen the video. You shared it with us, Angela. More than 1 million people have now seen the video, and you can watch Seattle U Provost Shane Martin angrily tearing a Palestinian flag out of the hands of a Muslim student.
She starts to pull it out to have it in the photo, and he aggressively starts grabbing her arm.
She's trying to go down and take it back, and he's grabbing her arm again and snatching the flag again.
That is Lily Bergeron, who also walked during the packed graduation ceremony at Climate Pledge, and she tells Fox 13 that she was shocked by the provost's actions.
In front of friends, in front of family, a bunch of people in a stadium being manhandled like that, that's degrading for her as a human being. So she should receive an apology directly from the provost.
In a statement to Fox 13, the provost writes, "Our tradition is to shake hands with graduates upon receiving their diplomas, and we respect the wishes of students who signal that they prefer not to engage in physical contact. If I had known that the student did not want to be touched, I would have honored that request." I want to point out, I know your face is saying it all, but that is just a bizarre statement, first of all. But Martin didn't mention the flag at all. He did point out that the ceremony's closing benediction was given by a Muslim student who quoted the Quran.
It's easy to Monday morning quarterback, right? You're in that situation. And so you can give a little bit more grace and say, okay, could I have handled that differently?
Yes.
But when you've had days to come up with a statement, it just seems like we could have done a little better. Because at the end of the day, for me, this isn't about a flag. It's about the way the situation was handled. Mm-hmm. And with so much happening around the country with graduations, people protesting, people walking out, people wanting to have their flags, you have to have a process for handling it. And that process can't be yanking something from people.
Oh, my word.
I mean, and so it just feels like they were caught flat-footed and not knowing how to handle it. Again, Monday morning quarterbacking, I could see a scenario where, okay, we don't allow the flags in the picture, so I'm going to pause here. There won't be any photos taken until the flag is put away. But we're not going to go yanking things we're not going to touch people.
Yes.
That's where it gets
And then the
odd
statement
for me.
made it even worse, honestly. It's like, ew.
Not acknowledging reality.
No. But I want to ask a bigger question, and so we need to bring this back because I want to ask about graduation ceremonies in general. And because it's a big thing right now, and the whole thing about, I want to have a hat or my cap needs to have something different, and I know you've got some ideas on this one.
I got opinions on that.
Yeah. So we're going to bring it back. Let's bring it back in the 10 o'clock hour. But coming up next at 9:30, Mother's Day came and went. Father's Day is Sunday, and a lot of people, speaking of being caught flat-footed, I think a lot of people are being caught flat-footed. Why is that? So we're going to talk about that next on the Gee and Ursula Show.
KIRO News Radio, winner of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Breaking news coverage, best newscast, excellence in writing, investigative reporting, sports reporting, hard news. Capped with a prestigious prize for overall excellence. And we thank you, our audience across the Pacific Northwest. You are the reason we strive to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Hey, John, why don't you tell everybody why you started going to Longevity Medical Clinic?
No, I don't want to do that. I can tell you, I started going to Longevity Medical Clinic before I started doing these commercials, but that why I went is not important.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Okay. I'll tell you. I was a Sammamish City Council member, and whenever they had asked me to do the Pledge of Allegiance, I couldn't make it through the whole thing without crying. I know, it's so dumb. I mean, I know I'm patriotic, but what the heck? So I go into Longevity Medical Clinic, and I explained this to them, that there's something wrong with my hormones or something, and they see the testosterone and the estrogen are all out of balance. We balance all that stuff, and I can do the Pledge of Allegiance without crying. But I've also noticed that I deal with stress a lot better, don't I?
Yes, you're a lot easier to live with
Yes.
because you're getting more sleep, you have more energy, you're better organized, and I'm not helping you look for your car keys every morning.
Right, because now I've taken the steps to take care of my mind and body. I strongly recommend anybody get the free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself. And Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Let's say you get into a car accident. You end up getting hurt. You're missing work, and now the insurance company wants you to handle the paperwork yourself while you're still recovering. Here's what happens when you go it alone. They throw out a lowball offer. You're on defense from minute one, and you're scraping for a fair shake against people who do this for a living. But here's what happens when you call Harold Carr Law Offices. They handle everything. The paperwork, the negotiation, the insurance company, all of it. You focus on getting better. They focus on getting you what you actually deserve. And trust me, that number is almost always higher than what you would have walked away with on your own. 7 locations across Western Washington, a huge qualified team, and a free consultation at carlaw.com. Carr is spelled with 2 R's, C-A-R-R. They'll actually listen to you and give you an honest assessment without any pressure. That's carlaw.com. 2 R's in car. Car accident? Call Carr. C-A-R-R. carlaw.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Frank Lindsay. Seattle police responding to a report of a shooting in the International District in Seattle today. This apparently happened near 10th and Main, not far from 12th and Jackson, where Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson just vowed to crack down on an infamous open-air drug market. We're told police are searching the area using a K-9 unit and a helicopter. No word yet if anybody was actually wounded or if any suspects have been identified, but we will stay in touch with SPD and bring you the latest as we get it here at KIRO News Radio. The deal with Iran is being tested. Israel carried out intense strikes in Lebanon overnight. The White House now delaying plans to kick off the next phase of negotiations. Here's ABC's Mary Bruce.
The agreement calls for the war to end on all fronts, including Israel's strikes against Hezbollah in Lebanon. But the Israelis, who have been the U.S.'s partner in this war but were not involved in this deal, have made clear they aren't withdrawing from Lebanon. Briefing reporters Thursday, the vice president with a blunt warning to Israelis critical of the agreement.
If I was in the cabinet of the Israeli government, I might not be attacking the only powerful ally that I have.
Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, a growing number of Republicans are incensed by the president's deal, calling it a win for Iran.
Vice President Vance was expected to travel to Switzerland, but that trip was called off. City is packed with Aussies today as the U.S. gets ready to take on Australia in the World Cup action at Seattle Stadium. Starts at noon. A lot of expats, a lot of fans of Socceroos. Also a big day for Kangaroo and Kiwi, an Aussie pub in Ballard. Anaya's the manager. They're opening their doors. They opened them at 8 o'clock. People got started early today. When they found out back in December that Australia was coming to town, they had a little bit of a panic.
My first thought was, oh my gosh, we are going to get busy. We're like, we got to start planning now. Like, everybody's going to come to the pub. Everybody's going to be in Seattle for this.
And they started getting calls immediately from fans across the state and even from Australia. Some hotel workers in Seattle still on strike. The workers at the Unite Here Local 8, the Embassy Suites in Pioneer Square, started picketing yesterday. They want higher wages, more hours, year-round health care, and protection from immigration enforcement. Hotel says it is negotiating in good faith and has contingency plans in place to keep things running as smoothly as possible. Wall Street today, markets are closed in honor of the Juneteenth holiday. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Ted Beener.
Thank you. On westbound 410, a semi has run into the ditch just west of State Route 162, and only one lane is getting by the scene there. Otherwise, the only significant slowing is the traffic around the Stadium District as fans gather for the USA-Australia World Cup soccer match starting at noon. And we've got northbound I-5. It's pretty crowded as folks are heading into town from near Albro into downtown. Your South Center to Seattle drive time is just under 20 minutes. The rest of your commute is moving well throughout the Puget Sound region with near speed limit drives. I'm Ted Beener with KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic.
Mostly sunny, 83 degrees today. Tomorrow morning, look for some clouds, but then after that, mostly sunny and 75. For Father's Day, it should be nice and sunny and 81 degrees. We've got sunshine and 66 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. It is a Fresh Friday. It's also Flex Fridays. And coming up at 9:47, we will give a little update on that. We were kind of joking about that, Angela, this morning. I wanted to skip it because, I've been a little under the weather, and then you shared a little something about you, but you know what? We're going to keep with it.
We're going to keep
at 9:47.
With it.
We're also going to do an Ask Ursula, and I am going to pose a question that a listener had for me to all of you. So we'll do that coming up at 9:47. But I got to ask you, did you remember that this weekend was Father's Day?
I am so shamed. Listen, until my husband brought it up.
Oops.
What do you mean?
Are you serious?
Why do you have to bring it up?
I know, it's awful. Especially considering how wonderful of a husband and dad he is.
Wonderful.
And he was just saying, hey, just so you know, my son called me about this weekend to see and I was like,
oh, wait,
what's this weekend?
Oh, no, I didn't do that. Yeah. I just was like, I thought it was the following weekend. I just lost track of, I sound pitiful.
I sound pathetic. That is not an excuse a man could get away with.
But wait a minute. Just true. But just to put myself in there too, I barely remembered it was this weekend, and only remembered because my son's birthday is always before Father's Day.
Okay.
And so we decided that we were going to actually celebrate Father's Day, not on Sunday, even though I told Mark, I'm still going to celebrate you, but with the boys, with all four of us, we'll have to do it next Wednesday. Because
that's
one
good.
son's going to be out of town.
Okay.
And so he wanted to make sure that we all did something together, so we're just going to do it a little bit delayed. But I'm with you. And Chef, you got to be honest too. You forgot it was Father's Day.
I mean, I was aware that it was going to happen. But I mean, I asked you both in the newsroom. Have you seen anything in the news about Father's Day?
Nothing.
I haven't seen a single headline at all.
Nothing.
And it feels like a really forgotten holiday this year. I didn't quite feel the same vibe with Mother's Day, but
you're
that
never
also
going to feel that at Mother's Day.
That also seemed more muted to me. Like I know in my family, it feels like life is so busy that
I think that's true.
That taking the extra time to be able to plan and think about and do a special day is like a punishment for your partner. And both of us this year, we told each other Mother's Day and Father's Day, we're like that week, are you going to be upset if I don't have anything? Like, my head is exploding, right? And both of us were like, please don't, because it's so busy. There's so much going on, at least at this stage in our life.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot going on. And I think my husband has a point. He said, this just proves my point that, no one cares about fathers. I shouldn't say no one, but yeah, it's just underappreciated. And I can't say that he's wrong. I mean,
okay, that hurts my heart though. For fathers and so Kevin in Black Diamond said, good morning. Father's Day is overshadowed by everything else going on. Can you imagine Mother's Day being the same time as graduation or Pride Month? And I know a lot of times fathers are the butt of jokes, or it's like, oh yeah, forget
the way they're portrayed in media.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sitcoms, absolutely, yes, yep. I think there's a problem there that we think we do need to shift the narrative and see more examples of amazing dads.
Absolutely, but I also wonder, why did it have to be June? June is with graduation, with everything going on,
that's
start
the
of summer
part.
vacation. I think that's the part that throws people off.
Blame the founders, not our failure to recognize.
Who decided that Father's Day should be in June, mixed in with everything else? That is kind of a lame excuse.
Honestly, look, I think maybe the reason why Mother's Day got a bigger share of the attention is because moms got such little attention for the effort that they did put in. Historically. Mom, it's like the reason why there was originally a Secretary's Day. It was to acknowledge the fact that, hey, there's this consistent effort that's happening all the time that is unthanked. And I think dads didn't used to have to do the same amount of parenting and work to be a parent as moms did. I mean, today that's changed because it's
dramatically changed.
The amount of time fathers have spent actively parenting has quadrupled in the past 50 years.
Yeah, I mean, my dad grocery shopped.
Yes.
He cooked.
Yes.
I mean, it was, he helped with the science projects. He was a hands-on dad.
Yes.
I mean.
So here's the question, because we were talking about, so what would you like for Father's Day?
Please tell us.
The thing is, the special moments of recognition don't happen on a prescribed day. Mm-hmm. the special times that you have with your family, they happen unscripted. They're not in public. They're not planned. It's the moment when you have a really rough day and you connect with your partner in the kitchen over dishes and you get that hug and they say, gosh, I'm really proud to be married to you. Thank you for everything that you do. Or tucking your kid in at night and they insist on that third hug and they squeeze you extra hard and, Daddy, I don't want you to leave. It's those moments.
I totally hear you on that.
Yeah.
And I love those moments too. And those are the most meaningful.
And you need some gift ideas?
Am I shallow?
There's one thing that never fails.
Yeah, what's that?
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
What?
You know what? Wait.
Oh, no.
Quality time.
Your mind went somewhere else,
It went
Angela.
somewhere else. There's one thing that never fails.
I was just saying, like any parent, if you have younger children, it's time alone to do whatever activity that you want.
Yes.
And then, whatever, a card and time together and some shared dessert is fine.
Exactly.
There's
And that's
nothing,
what I was
there's
gonna
nothing
say.
big I think you need to do.
The biggest,
I really don't.
The biggest thing for me, whether it's Father's Day or Mother's Day, but let's, for Father's Day, is that shared time. And, I am going to get Mark a gift. I have something in mind already. Still need to shop for it since I'm a little bit late. But I think fathers are also generally harder to shop for.
Yes. Actually, I'm going to amend my answer. I think if there's one thing that you can do for your dad, and this also works for Mom's Day, because parenting is such a thankless task, right? It's to just take the time to think back and remember something that your father did for you.
Yes.
Or a lesson that they taught you, something that you are grateful for them for, and then take the time to tell them about that.
Exactly. And that's what I get in those handwritten cards.
Because, as a parent, especially, there's a lot of things that you remember, but sometimes, your kid will hit you with, hey, Dad, thanks for this thing, and you'd completely forgotten about it. And just getting that shared perspective from them about what what you meant to them, that special memory, share
that's
that.
Priceless.
It's beautiful.
Okay, keep sharing your Father's Day ideas with us. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476. We're going to do Flex Fridays and Ask Ursula coming up next.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June, for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Seattle is offering a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. No guessing, just answers. Over 100,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Take control and protect your long-term health by knowing your numbers. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Feel better, live stronger. Start now.
Summer in the Northwest is way too beautiful to spend sitting at home. It is road trip season. Whether you want to go to the mountains, you want to go to the coast, it means it is also Subaru season. And at Carter Subaru, you're going to find over 800 Subarus in stock right now. It is the largest selection in our state. I've shared with you that our family has purchased 2 cars from Carter Subaru, and we are going to purchase our next car from them. Why? Because they know how to treat their customers right. The other day, Gee and I were talking about the whole car buying experience. And so many of you texted in and said, you would rather have a root canal, or it is the worst thing, or, you fear that discussion about, let me talk to the manager. That kind of stuff does not happen at Carter Subaru. They will treat you like family. No run around, no beating around the bush. You're going to have a great experience, and that's why we keep coming back. Right now, you can drive home a 2026 Subaru Forester with financing starting at just 1.9%. Carter Subaru in Ballard, in Shoreline, or online at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 6/30/26.
You pay what we pay. Ford employee pricing is on now at Kendall Ford of Marysville. From Ford trucks and SUVs to Broncos, Mustangs, and more. Get in on incredible savings on select 2025 and 2026 Fords and get real American value. Bring on those warmer weather adventures in a new Ford and save thousands. Take those adventures off-road in a new 2025 Ford Bronco Badlands 4x4 and save over $7,100 off MSRP. Feel the all-electric exhilaration of a new all-wheel drive 2025 Ford Mustang Mach-E GT. Now over $11,500 off MSRP. With Ford employee pricing, you can buy like an employee and save like an employee. Get in on the savings and stop by Kendall Ford of Marysville today. Kendall. Let's start something great.
VIN number 1F SLB 83112 and 3F SMA 54938. All factory rebates subject to change. Prices not include taxes, title, or license. Subject to prior sales. See dealer for details. Offer expires 6/30/26.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Hello. Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi?
They even brought their own devices and spell book.
You didn't give them the new Wi-Fi password, right?
No.
That's good.
I gave them our old one. Because Xfinity lets us keep the same network name and password so devices connect instantly.
What do they want Wi-Fi for anyways?
Better not to know. Plausible deniability.
Get streaming or scheming instantly with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in one price for the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi for 5 years. Guaranteed. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Coming up at 10 o'clock, we're going to check back in with Luke, who is in the midst of all the World Cup craziness there in downtown Seattle. If you missed his last report, that was so fun. Those
felt
Aussie
like
fans
you were
are crazy.
there.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
you felt
absolutely
like you were
did.
there.
So I'm sure he's going to even do one better the next time he joins us. But right now, do you want to do a quick check? Because this is normally when we do Flex Fridays. Gee tells us about how he works out every single day.
Oh, I know.
And I'm just reminded,
I know.
yeah, I'm not going every day. But
Do you? Okay, a quick question about Flex. Do y'all weigh yourselves as part of this at all?
Yeah, why I'm not sharing my weight.
I'm not asking you to do that, but I'm saying
Not me.
I hadn't weighed myself.
Yes.
Because I was so busy with the musical. So for a couple months, I have not weighed myself.
Yes, you've been
so
very
I
busy.
finally did.
Yes.
And I broke records.
I know that feeling.
It's a number I have never seen.
Okay.
I'd like to point out that Angela was the one who made us do this segment.
I know. I was going to just bypass this. I was like, hey, Angela, do you want to go? But you know what? Here's the beauty. Every day's a new day, a new opportunity is what I tell myself. No, truthfully. And one of the things that's been so helpful, okay, you can hear I'm very congested.
Right.
I was on this trip. It was a whirlwind cruise for a week. But every day we were at a new port city.
Okay.
And so every day I was able to walk 10 to 12,000 steps a day, which I think that's great exercise.
I think it's
if
great
I'm
too.
not in the gym,
go for a walk.
Walking, I think, is a fantastic exercise that you can do, all the time, any time of your life, and do it when you still can do it, right? But one of the things that happened during this trip, we had a stopover. So we flew from Seattle to Frankfurt, and then we were going to go to Frankfurt to Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
And Frankfurt, we only had a 90-minute layover. Now, if anyone's been to the Frankfurt airport, that sucker is huge.
Okay.
And we thought that 90 minutes, because the cruise line was the one that booked us, so they should know.
Should be plenty of time, yeah.
Yeah, it should have been plenty of time. And then, again, we were going to get right on the boat that same day. So it's like we didn't have a whole lot of time to spare.
Right.
And we get to the Frankfurt airport. Our gate where we got off and the gate where we have to, and by the way, we have to go through the customs thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big stretch. As in, Mark and I were sprinting.
Running.
And when I say, yes, running. And when I say sprinting, that wouldn't have been possible a year ago. And I was thinking at the end, when I wasn't even as winded as I thought I would be, but the listener who always says, Ursula, how come I don't see you sweat enough when I post pictures? I was sweating. But I was thanking the fact that we started this whole Flex Fridays thing.
Right.
Because I think that is the reason why I was able to.
Right,
we
you
made
were
the
able
flight.
to do it.
Our bags did not. Our bags did not make the flight. We actually had to take the cruise, start off the cruise with no luggage.
So how do you get bags to a person on a cruise?
It's the airline's problem, so they sent it to the next port.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And how many days was that?
That was the next day.
Okay, that's
and I mean,
good.
and the good thing is we didn't go that far, really.
Yeah, but that's
the
wild.
ports are very close together.
Those are those moments in life when you realize that the training that you do, the exercising, the flexing, if you will, like it really applies to real life. It's being able to, I always say, being able to put my luggage in the overhead bin.
Yes.
Without hitting anybody. Like I have the strength to lift the luggage.
Yes. Or lift yourself out of a boat, which is a story I shared, which really stuck with Gee, because I was like, thank God for us doing this, effort to try to do more movement, more weights, that kind of thing. I mean, so it pays off. And don't be discouraged. Seriously. You have to, we have to give ourselves grace.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, another day.
I took a couple walks yesterday. I started lifting again. I'm on track.
Yeah, I mean, you were busy. Not many people can call themselves a playwright. But okay, this is an Ask Ursula question that I want to run past you.
Ready.
Okay, so this is a listener who said, my dilemma is that my daughter borrowed a very large sum, $50,000 from my dad last year, and apparently has not paid it back. She says, my dad is 96. He recently became quite frail and moved into an assisted living facility with my stepmom. He has done very well for himself. My daughter is 49. She has a master's degree. She has a good paying job, owns a home. But until this came up, this listener says, I thought she was very responsible with her money. Now, dad has a very proud person. He's never discussed finances, but he mentioned it to her. He even had the daughter sign a promissory note. And so the father has asked help to get that money back. Brother wants her to talk to her. Cousin, who is the executor of the estate, says she needs to get involved because dad is spending more money than he's bringing in. But she says, I'm inclined to do nothing. And she asked me, am I a jerk for not getting involved?
And you're going to give this advice on your Ask Ursula segment.
Yes.
And we watch this how? Or listen?
Yes, so you can watch it. Go to mynorthwest.com, type in Ask Ursula. It's featured right now. But just real quick, because I know we can already hear the music. Would you, as the mom of an adult daughter, get involved?
This is my daughter.
Yes.
I would absolutely get involved and say, like, do the right thing and knock this off. Look, what are you going to do? But my other piece of advice is to probably accept you're not going to see that money again. This, like, the fact that you would borrow $50,000 and you have all that stuff going for you, like, I don't know. I mean,
So if you want to hear my answer,
I do.
It's on mynorthwest.com. And then I also just want to encourage everybody, if you want my undivided attention and you have a dilemma that you need help solving, hit me with it. Send a message to Ask Ursula, text to Ask Ursula to our text line, or go to mynorthwest.com and fill out a form, and you will get my answer.
I love that. I think it's the best segment.
I love you. Appreciate that. I don't know about that, but I've really enjoyed it. Okay, more of the Gee and Ursula Show coming up.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Summer's supposed to be fun. When the kids are home all day, the groceries, they add up fast. G. Scott here with a quick heads up from Safeway. There's a program called Sunbucks that gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically and will get a card in the mail. Others need to apply. Take a minute to check. It could really help put food on the table for your family. Head to freesummermeals.org to find out more. That's freesummermeals.org.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder. An equal housing opportunity builder.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
$83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Tune in to The Money Professor with Chris Longworth.
Having some certainty about your plan is definitely going to give you all the advantages.
Chris has the heart of an educator.
If you really want to do this correctly, then you get to enjoy every day of retirement like it's a Saturday. And if you don't, it's a Monday for the rest of your life.
Tune in to The Money Professor with Chris Longworth, Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD.
Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Jazz Alley invites you to a night of smooth grooves and all-star musicianship with the Jazz Funk Soul Quintet featuring Jeff Lorber, Everett Harp, and Paul Jackson Jr. June 18th through the 21st. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. Israel now confirming a ceasefire in its war with Hezbollah after an attack this morning that Lebanon says killed 47 of its people.
We still have yet to hear any public announcements from Hezbollah, and it's unclear how long this ceasefire would last.
ABC Selena Wang, talks between the U.S. and Iran have been called off today because the fighting in Lebanon now supposedly on pause. The U.S. Central Command says more than 20 vessels got through the Strait of Hormuz last night.
Prices of oil are started above $120 a barrel in the midst of this war. They are down this morning to about $77 a barrel.
But ABC's Rebecca Jarvis says it's going to take way longer for gas prices to match that drop. Regime change in the UK? Keir Starmer's days may be numbered after Andy Burnham won the election to lead the Labour Party last night and to challenge his seat. Starmer's saying he's not going to step down. State of emergency now for weather in Indiana. This is ABC News. Are you traveling soon? Well, this holiday weekend, the TSA is warning American travelers prepare for possible long lines as the summer travel season continues. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has the details.
The TSA is warning travelers for major crowds over the Juneteenth holiday. They're asking them to prepare for those crowds, especially Sunday, June 21st, as they could see about 3 million people pass through airport security nationwide. And for comparison, that is on par with some of the busiest Thanksgiving travel days. Officials say they're staffed and ready, but are urging travelers to arrive at the airport early.
The iPod making a comeback? Could that be? After all these years, eBay searches for the iPod Classic and the iPod Nano are reportedly up 25%. Gen Z is apparently driving this surge. There hasn't been a new iPod since 2019. World Cup today, Seattle, Team USA takes on Australia. I'm Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
And we will be checking in with Luke Ducey, who is down at Seattle Stadium for that World Cup matchup in just a few minutes. But first, we get a traffic update now from Ted Biener.
Thank you. This traffic report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. I would avoid the northbound 99 tunnel going under downtown Seattle. We've got a rollover. It was blocking both lanes. I'm looking at the cams now. It looks like they've got the left lane. You're just literally squeezing by. So that's going to take quite a while to clean that up. In the meantime, take alternates well before the crowded stadium district, such as the West Seattle Bridge. Also on westbound 410, a semi remains in the ditch just west of State Route 162. Response crews are blocking the right lane, and only one lane is getting by that seam. Stadium District is a busy place with fans arriving for the USA-Australia World Cup soccer match. Northbound I-5, that's got some brake lights from the Michigan curve into downtown. Northbound 405 also has some crowding through the Renton curves. In addition, southbound I-5 now has slowing through the JBLM area. Couple of drive times, South Center to Seattle, that is just under 20 minutes, and Renton to Bellevue is also about 20 minutes. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. I'm Ted Biener with KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Frank Lindsay. A shooting in Seattle's Chinatown International District sent one person to the hospital in serious condition this morning. Happened near 10th and Main around 8:30. Police searched the area, but they did not find the shooter.
USA! USA!
Soccer fans lined up outside Seattle Stadium before dawn today ahead of the World Cup matchup between the U.S. and Australia, which starts at noon. Tristan and his dad spoke with KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Tristan, let's start with you. This is your first World Cup ever. How excited are you? What do you think is going to happen today?
Well, I was going to hope that USA is going to win. You know, it's just cheer them on.
And Dad, you got son here for the World Cup. I mean, this is an amazing moment. I see your faces; they're painted in the Star Spangled Banner flag. You got cowboy hats on and USA all over your wearing your shirts and stuff. How excited are you to bring your son to this game?
I'm very excited, sir. This is our first time coming to the World Cup together. You know, it's been a long time waiting. We just got some free tickets, to be honest with you.
This is the best way to do it.
Ursula and Angela will talk again with Luke here in just a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, some hotel workers are still on strike today. Union members with Unite Here Local 8 started picketing yesterday outside Embassy Suites in Pioneer Square. They are still there today. Front desk agent Kara Peralta tells KIRO News Radio that guests have been supportive of what they're doing.
They saw the picket line in front of the hotel, obviously. They were asking us questions, supporting us, and they said that they would talk to the hotel about getting a refund for their stay. So that was nice to hear.
They're pushing for higher wages, more hours, year-round health care, and protections from immigration enforcement. The hotel says it's negotiating in good faith and has contingency plans in place to keep things running as smoothly as possible. Search and rescue volunteers saved a 5-year-old girl who got swept away in a fast-moving creek near Snoqualmie Pass this week.
King County Explorer Search and Rescue says the girl was trying to cross a creek near Franklin Falls Wednesday. That's a really popular area when she stepped into a deep hole. The current immediately knocked her off her feet and carried her downstream in water that was only 40 degrees. And 2 members of the rescue group were nearby, thankfully, and rushed into the water. They were able to pull her safely out before she was swept any further downstream.
That's KIRO 7 TV's Dee Sun. I'll look at your weather forecast now for your Friday, Juneteenth. It is going to be mostly sunny, 83 degrees today. A few clouds tomorrow morning, but otherwise mostly sunny and 75. Father's Day, sunny and 81 degrees, up to the upper 80s and low 90s on Monday and Tuesday. 67 degrees right now in Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay. KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here on this Fresh Friday, also Flex Friday, and a big fat World Cup event day. Lots of excitement today, and Angela Poe Russell is in because G is getting ready for his emceeing of the big game today.
Which is so exciting. I'm so happy for him, and it just dawned upon me, wait, he's the MC. Should I have tried to seek out tickets? I bet everybody and their mama is like, gee, can I come watch you MC and see the game?
Well, a couple of our listeners were asking, hey, is there a way to watch G live? And I'm hoping that he at least posts video of himself later.
Maybe Lillian will get some video. We can text her and be like, Lillian.
I mean, there's a lot going on in G's family right now. So today is a humongous day. Coming up at 10:30. We're going to be talking about Amazon, but we also need to talk about something else, which is being a little bit overshadowed because we're talking about so much World Cup, but it's Juneteenth today, too.
Yes, and so many celebrations happening around town. So it's going to be a busy weekend. We'll talk about those.
Yes, for sure. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Also, would still love to hear if you are planning to take in the festivities, the World Cup. How are you going to do it? We're going to be hearing from Luke Ducey here in just a second, but we want to hear from you because so many people are saying we're so proud of what this region has to offer. Despite the warts that we talk about on a daily basis, there's so much that is going on, so much positive, and the weather is cooperating on top of everything else. So really nice. That is fantastic.
What's new at 10?
But yeah, let's get to it. From Pike Place to Pioneer Square, Seattle is on display for the world today. Nearly 70,000 soccer fans expected inside the stadium for the World Cup showdown between the U.S. and Australia. Millions more people will be watching all around the globe. And KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is downtown taking it all in. Luke, where are you and what are you seeing? Are you there?
Looks like he just disconnected from us.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Well,
we'll try to get him back.
Yeah, he's going to come back on. But as you know, it's a noon start.
It's noon. And,
yes.
And what really struck me is we spoke to Luke at 9 a.m. and the streets were already packed.
Yes.
I mean, it looked like they had been partying for a couple of hours.
And he had no problem finding Australian fans. He had no problem finding Australian fans. And then there were a whole bunch of people that he ran into from Portland who came in.
Yeah.
And one of the funny things that I'm seeing is that a lot of folks are saying, I'm going to try to find a way to enjoy it, but not so close to downtown because they're worried about parking, which, by the way, is a great idea because Luke also said that one of the things that he saw a lot of this morning was folks getting towed. So,
he said he'd never seen so many tow trucks. And the part that struck me is he said they are allowing no parking within 1 mile of the stadium. And I want you to think about that for a minute because 1 mile may not seem like a lot in the suburbs, but in the city, that is a lot of blocks.
Yeah.
So the fact that that 1 mile perimeter around the stadium is blocked off from parking is huge. And I guess a bunch of people got towed who maybe have parked there not knowing that was happening.
Yeah, so we're hearing from a lot of you. Sandy in Olympia says, I am watching the USA-Aussie match on TV through online streaming. She says, I don't really get soccer, but I got to try to get in on the zeitgeist of all the fun. And see, I love that.
Soccer win?
I love that, though. And then someone else, it was Larry the inspector, the health inspector, who texted in and he said, even though there's some negativity surrounding, hey, was it as big as the hype that we were made to believe in terms of how much business it would draw in? He said, still, I mean, we are on display and it's been a beautiful thing. Are we hearing from Luke yet? Okay, so we'll just move on, and hopefully, because maybe we just wiped him out with all the hype from the 9 o'clock hour.
The Aussie fans got him.
So we'll keep trying. That's the unfortunate thing about when you've got a big event and we're live and there's a lot going on.
I love it. We'll check in with him in just a little bit. We have some other stuff to talk about.
We do. Okay, so did you see former President Barack Obama officially opened his long-awaited presidential center in Chicago yesterday? And I gotta say that guest list looked more like an awards show than a museum opening. But this is an $850 million center. Mm-hmm. There were 4 presidents there, Obama, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Joe Biden, a bunch of political heavyweights, celebrities, and thousands of visitors from around the world. And we were both saying that, I mean, there were so many things that were shared during yesterday's event that we think are worthy of playing here on the show. Yeah. And President Obama acknowledged that he has been out of office for a decade, and a lot has changed since then.
In that time, we have lived through more war and a terrible pandemic, economic disruptions, mass protests, backlash against mass protests, political conflicts that have shaken the very foundation of our democracy. We've witnessed a technological revolution that promises remarkable discoveries, could revolutionize medicine, but is also accelerating inequality, that puts all the world's information in the palm of our hands, but somehow makes it harder for us to tell a truth from a lie, that connects us instantly like never before, even as it makes us more distrustful and more withdrawn and more fearful and more isolated from each other.
And he had a plea for all Americans who are feeling despair right now.
I am not immune to anger or doubt, but I do know this. When we lose faith in each other, when we stop believing that voting matters, that citizenship matters, that our collective voices matter, that how we treat each other no longer matters, then we give away our power to decide our own futures. We open the door to the most ruthless or the most careless or the most fearful among us, who see some groups and some people as more equal than others, and see government as nothing more than a way to divvy up the spoils and punish enemies and keep those who are different in their place. I do not believe that is the story of America that prevails in the end.
I got to tell you that gave me goosebumps.
It was, I was sitting on my couch. I watched his entire speech and was just riveted. And the part that stood out to me, that was wonderful. I love that he was kind of reminding us of our values and what's important. And the other part that stood out to me is when he was talking about this new presidential center. He was saying, and I'm not going to put it as eloquently, but that he doesn't want it for people to just come in and think of a time gone by. Mm-hmm. And he wants it to be a reminder of what's possible and the work that needs to be done going forward, to be that spark when you see. And I thought that was such a great point, because so many people are like, oh my gosh, we miss you, Barack, and come back, Obama, and can Michelle come back? And he actually even said that. I have to have Chef pull up that quote, but it was powerful.
Very powerful. But what was especially powerful was hearing the former First Lady speak.
Oh, listen. Oh my gosh.
Yes. So I'm going to give you little excerpts, and then we can respond to that. But here, listen to this.
You told me all those years ago that you couldn't promise me the world, but you could promise me an interesting life. And of course, you outdid yourself and managed to give me both. I know it hasn't always been easy, but there hasn't been a single second through this experience that standing by your side hasn't left me in awe. 8 years in the crucible, and not once did you melt from the heat. Not once did you let it harden you. Instead, you used it to reveal your truest essence, your stubborn optimism and unflinching courage, your dazzling brilliance and unpretentious decency, your ferocious work ethic, and absolutely unshakable moral fiber.
And what was so sweet is she said, "Okay, Barack, you need to look at me," because he looked almost uncomfortable.
He couldn't. He couldn't. Because he was crying. Yeah, he couldn't. He was like, I can't do it. He's like, I won't do it. Nope.
It was right before she shared those words with him.
Yes.
What a beautiful tribute.
Such a beautiful tribute. Okay, I'm going to just play a little bit more.
And to do it all as a first, and the higher standard that comes with all that, the claims that a U.S. senator and constitutional law expert wasn't qualified for the job, the lies about your birthright, your faith, your patriotism, the outrage when you stated the biological fact that if you'd had a son, that he too would be black. Yet, you were unflappable at every turn, always focused, always calm, always looking at the long view. How absurd it is to even imagine that you might have buckled under the pressure even once, lashed out in frustration, lost your temper. How absurd it is to imagine that you might have done anything but make our family and this entire country proud.
Yes. Whew, listen, I felt that to my core, because, I interviewed him years ago, and I've interviewed Biden and I've interviewed others, and other people, you press them and they get offended, they get loud, they retaliate. Not President Obama. I pushed him and he was calm and replied to the question. He replied as a mature leader should, when being pressed or challenged. And to her point, whether it was the tan suit or whatever, like, he managed to just handle it all with grace. And I respect that immensely.
Absolutely. So it looks like we are not going to be able to get Luke back on. He just did. He's trying on his side. So I think we're having some issues because there's a lot of activity going down.
I don't know if they activated some kind of geofencing or whatever, but who knows? Who knows? There's also so many people down there, and when you get that density of individuals, potentially all on their phones at the same time, that's when we see this happen. But
yeah, I mean, how many people
mark.
does Lumen Field hold?
Well,
I mean, it's about 67.
They're expecting about 70,000 people,
and then add the people that are just like, I'm just going to come down. Like my husband, he's like, I'm going out there. I'm going to be at the watch parties. So it's pretty huge. I mean, we don't have Super Bowls here. Right? I've never known us to host a Super Bowl, and so this is pretty big.
Yeah, absolutely. But
am I wrong? Have we 30 years ago? I don't know.
No, we've never hosted a Super Bowl, and we're probably not likely to.
And I asked Gee about that. I said, is Seattle prepared to have a Super Bowl? I just don't know that we're going to be given that opportunity because of, again, East Coast bias, A, and then B,
or weather in February.
Where's the money? Yeah, well, that's just it. Exactly. And where is the money? I mean, so the money center. So Gee always tells me, well, it's all about the money, and they don't think that it would happen in Seattle.
Well, like I said, to me, this feels like an equivalent when you look at the number of people and the number of folks that are coming from all over, and the fact that they're saying, hey, you know what, we're gathering downtown, and that's exciting.
I heard from my friend Layla, who has a business downtown, and she has a restaurant, and she said, I have been getting ready. She said, I was banking on the World Cup like so many others were, and she was preparing for over a month, but she doesn't care that it has been somewhat of a bust in terms of her personal business, because she says this is such a big moment in our history, and people should come and enjoy it, and it's probably not going to happen again in the very near future.
Yeah.
So I think that's the way a lot of folks are thinking about it.
That's such a positive way of, because I know what that means when you're anticipating a huge day at a restaurant, a huge week. You order in all of this product. You
plan the party.
Exactly.
Up,
all the employees, like, come on in.
You're bringing in extra employees.
Yes, exactly.
You've got extra food. It was like, oh, wait.
What's the name of her restaurant?
It is Euro's Place.
Euro's Place.
Yes, and it's in a building, so it's right across from Westlake Park. She's got fantastic food, and I always say best fries ever. But great food, and it's a great lunch place. Yeah. But
right after Flex Friday.
But I know, right? Exactly. But what I was going to say is the one thing that my husband was telling me about is he works downtown, and a lot of people have been told, don't come in. Like a lot of county employees were told, don't come in. Let's just work from home, because they're fearful of the crowds again and trying to get around, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, that does have an impact on a lot of the businesses. However, the ones that are doing really well are, for example, the food carts, the that whole area where it's only walking.
Right.
And all the tables that they've put out there on Pioneer Square, I mean, it looks really good.
Yeah. Yesterday I was able to go to the old convention center, which, walking, it's, right at 6th and Union. And it was so nice. They had valet in there for free. There was plenty of parking. I don't know what it'll be like today, but I just love that they seemed set up for, like, ready to go. It was seamless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just a reminder, too, a lot of people are saying, well, how would you get there? How would you get there? Sound Transit on Monday was saying that light rail was, I think it was one of their close to record days in terms of number of passengers.
Third most.
And they're basically saying that they're going to, because remember, there's a Mariners game tonight, too. Oh, gosh. So it's going to be busy.
Yeah. And then all the Juneteenth stuff that's happening. I don't know if there's anything happening down the waterfront, but for sure happening in this central part of the city.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, text us, Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. How are you going to take it all in? 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Okay, coming up at 10:30, it is Juneteenth. We're going to talk about that. And then also, we're going to talk about some stuff going on involving Amazon and how some trucks are ending up in a small neighborhood in Pierce County, and they're not too happy about it. So we'll talk about that next on the Gee and Ursula Show.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
If you're over 62 and feeling more financial pressure every month, you are not alone. I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage. I hear from seniors all the time who love their home, want to stay in it, but are worried about how far their money will go. Property taxes are up, insurance is up, monthly bills keep rising, and some of them still have a mortgage payment. A reverse mortgage could help by eliminating that mortgage payment, paying off debts, and giving you more room in your monthly budget. Now, let me say this, it's not right for everyone, but for the right person, it can make a real difference. When you call Best Mortgage, you work directly with me for a free consultation. I'll explain how it works, answer your questions, and tell you honestly whether it fits your needs. If you're 62 or older and want to learn more about staying in your home with less financial stress, call me today. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. Honest advice you can trust. 425-649-6000.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
John Gurley here. Who installs your new cooling system matters. I recommend Home Comfort Alliance for 50 years of award-winning service and top quality Carrier products that deliver years of comfort. Save up to $3,000 in rebates. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You deserve a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Switch today. Get started for $60 a month for 12 months when you add an advanced solution to a qualifying internet package. Limited time offer. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and autopay with bank account required. Taxes and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Clutter happens. Let Closets by Design save the day. For a limited time, get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18-month 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
You've worked hard, saved diligently, and now retirement is on the horizon. But will your nest egg go the distance? With rising cost and uncertain markets, there's no time for oversimplified plans. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Amazing blast. Left field. Grand slam. Arozarena.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
Bases clearing. 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners baseball. Trident's up.
RV buyers save thousands at the 10th Annual Summer RV Blowout Sale, June 18th through the 28th at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds. Top manufacturers with every floor plan imaginable, exclusive dealer rebates, huge discounts on new and used models, factory reps on site, enjoy free lunch, plus a year's worth of free camping. The 10th Annual Summer RV Blowout Sale, June 18th through the 28th at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds in Monroe, hosted by Open Road RV, free parking and admission.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Frank Lindsay. 90 minutes away now from the USA-Australia World Cup showdown at Seattle Stadium. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducia has been down there all morning talking with the fans.
I got Brent and Evan from, I'm going to get to that in a second, brothers, and you tell me where you came from.
Yeah, we are from Texas, but we live in Puerto Rico, baby. Long flight to be here, but we're so happy to be here.
And you're psyched to be here, and they are, I'll just say, Brent is head to toe in a onesie, stars on one side, stripes on the other. And we're not going to show you the underwear, but I saw it. It was red, white, and blue. Evan's got the flow. You got the nice mullet going in the back.
My God, thank you so much. I wish the listeners could see us right now, because I got the jumper on too. Stars and stripes, baby. We're matching, but I got the short shorts instead of the long pants.
King County Metro adding 60 buses today to handle the crowds.
There's also a match day shuttle between Seattle Center and the stadium. Sound Transit lines 1 and 2 are operating every 6 minutes with extended hours. And Sounder will also offer additional service for the N and S lines.
That's KIRO 7's L. Thomas. Some tourists say they've been confused by the parking signs in Seattle. Lynn Easterly, visiting from Colorado, tells KIRO 7 TV she thought she could park near Pike Place Market, but she says she and a family from Egypt found out the hard way that they could not.
When we came out of that door, the car was up, and they were towing the Egyptian family's car away already. It had been like 5 minutes.
The city says it's reviewing signage as these game day restrictions are much tighter around Lumen Field. And in Everett, World Cup watch parties are drawing fans and also driving up business along the waterfront. Menchie's at the marina owner Leah Carl tells KIRO 7 the popularity of her business exceeded her expectations.
FIFA World Cup, graduation, end of the school year, all in the same week has just added to the excitement for everybody.
Bartender at nearby Scuttlebutts Brewing says after the match on Monday, a lot of people came in to wait out the crowds and avoid the traffic. Speaking of which, it is 10:32 now. We need to check in with Ted Beener, see how the roads are doing.
Thank you, Frank. This driving report is brought to you by D.R. Horton. The rollover crash just inside the northbound 99 tunnel that had blocked both lanes has now cleared, and all lanes are back open, and that backup is starting to recover. Also on westbound 410, still got that semi in the ditch just west of State Route 162. Response teams are blocking the right lane, and only one lane is getting by that scene. The Stadium District, it's certainly a busy place. We got a lot of fans arriving for the USA-Australia World Cup soccer match. Northbound I-5, it's got a lot of brake lights now from the Michigan Curve into downtown. Northbound 405 also has some crowding as you go through the Renton Curves. In addition, southbound I-5, that's got slowing as you go through the JBLM area. A couple of drive times, your South Center to Seattle drive time, that has grown to 25 minutes, and your Renton to Bellevue drive is 20 minutes. Looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Ted Beener.
Weather forecast, mostly sunny, 83 degrees today. A few clouds tomorrow morning. Afternoon sunshine and a high of 75. Sunday, Father's Day, should be sunny and warm with a high of 88 degrees. Right now, 69 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. I was able to reach Luke because he is in the middle of downtown Seattle and with all the hoopla surrounding the World Cup. And we weren't able to have him on at 10:06 as we wanted to, but he is going to have a report for us coming up at 11. And man, he's been having a ton of fun. And it's just so fun to hear him in the midst of all this craziness. But we do need to get to some other news, and Amazon is in the news.
Yes.
And some Amazon employees are accusing the company of retaliation.
Absolutely.
The story published on GeekWire is that 3 engineers testified in front of Seattle City Council committee in favor of regulating data centers. And so they say that prompted Amazon to investigate them. And so now they have filed a civil rights complaint against the company. So these engineers, through an employee group called Amazon Employees for Climate Justice, are invoking an unusual Seattle law that bars employers from discriminating against workers based on political ideology. According to GeekWire, Amazon actually is acknowledging that this investigation is taking place, but says it is company policy that employees cannot be speaking publicly as representatives of the company without first going through specific procedures. And so these 3 engineers testified earlier this month. And again, they were testifying in support of regulating data centers. And each opened their statements by pointing out that they were legally protected from retaliation for speaking out.
Yes.
But then a week later, Amazon's employee relations team allegedly called them into separate meetings and told them that they were under a disciplinary investigation.
Yeah, it seems like what this boils down to, I mean, every company is going to have a policy or should have a policy that if you speak publicly about something, especially if it's political, that you can't say that you're representing them. And if, you know, I have not seen what they said in front of that subcommittee, but if they didn't say, I'm here speaking on behalf of Amazon, and they're saying, hey, I'm there speaking as an individual citizen, and I happen to work at Amazon, those are 2 very different things.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no idea about this law that Seattle had on the books, but I have to tell you, I'm not surprised because we have a law for everything.
This is true. Now, what kind of expectations do you have? So let's just say, you know, I obviously have worked here for now nearly 4 decades, and it's a very different kind of work because I know as part of, I mean, I have to sign a contract now. I wasn't always a contract employee, but I have to sign a contract now that I'm not going to do anything that's going to embarrass the company. And I have to understand that because my name is public and I am associated with KIRO Radio, that there are things that I would get in trouble.
Yeah, you're not going to go dancing on tables at the club, Ursula.
No, and I'm not going to testify at a Seattle City Council meeting,
right?
And say something that is going to be negative toward my company.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, without
case,
thinking
though,
that there's going to be some kind of ramification.
Okay, but let's assume let's say you're not a public figure and you just happen to work for a company. Are you not allowed to have a political opinion? And can you not go and, I mean, in this case, it was a tech-related issue.
Yes.
But does that mean you have to be silenced and you can't speak out as an individual?
See, I don't think it should.
Yeah, I agree.
But I would also understand, I'm not surprised. Am I surprised that Amazon, in the midst of what is happening right now with these data centers and how much is at stake, am I surprised that they're going to look and see is like, did someone who works for the company actively work toward doing something that is detrimental to the company? I mean, but I think it's a slippery slope for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't know. In this case, they knew that the potential storm was coming.
Yes.
Because you said it when you spoke a minute ago. They said at the very beginning that I have a right to do this. They were trying to go by the book. And I'm wondering if Amazon, I have to imagine Amazon knew about this little known Seattle law.
Well, I don't know if they knew about that, but I'm sure they knew like some of these things that are being said could actually hurt at this point where, I mean, the city council ended up voting to impose this 1-year emergency moratorium
on data
on
centers,
these new large data centers, which now we're finding out that, maybe some companies can get around that by making it smaller than like the one that might be going into the Starbucks building.
Yeah. You know what's so interesting about the data center discussion, and I'm not sure how many people have been keeping up with it, but everything I've researched says, okay, they talk about it initially bringing in all these jobs, but eventually those go away because most of the jobs are around the construction or the development of the data centers. But what I find really fascinating is the movement against these data centers mainly coming from young people. Young people really seem to have a major issue with AI, and they feel like we as the adults are not being responsible with it. I mean, we're seeing all these people walk out of graduation ceremonies when speakers start talking about AI. I mean, they're thinking that their future is already tough when you're graduating from high school or college and you're thinking about your future.
It's true.
Right?
But for people who aren't following it so closely, what is their argument usually about AI?
Oh, I mean, about it replacing humans in a way that will be harmful and not for
Kill
the betterment
jobs.
of society. But I don't think it's just jobs. It's also the environmental
Yes.
impact.
Mhm.
It's the environmental impact, the water, the electricity, and to what gain? It's one thing, their argument, it's one thing if you're talking about using this AI and what's possible to sort through research to solve some of our biggest problems like cancer, like Alzheimer's, things like that. But if we're using it to just, I don't have to do my Canva now, it can do it for me. It's like, so we're going to ruin our environment so that we have an easier time.
Yeah.
No?
And where does it? It's if you think about it, though, Angela, it's almost impossible to avoid using AI anymore. If you use your computer at all and you Google at all, it immediately goes to AI.
Yeah, and we have to find ways to be more responsible with it. I was telling I was telling Ursula in the newsroom about how I posted something on my Instagram story yesterday. And, Instagram suggests songs. And so I picked one that I was like, oh, this goes with my story and what I'm talking about. And then I said, oh, you know what? I want to find that artist because I want to hear this song again. And I went to go find the artist, and all I could find was an emoji, like a cartoon kind of thing. And I was like, wait, nothing in there said it was AI. And this, I do not see the benefit of this. It goes back to what Bill Maher was saying in one of his commentaries, that they keep creating things I didn't ask for. I did not ask to have a fake singer or an automated, I don't see the benefit of that.
Yeah, you didn't ask for it, but it was easier for basically you to use that and have that because it was able to be done by AI. You don't have to pay the singer. You don't have to pay the fees. You don't have to pay blah, blah, blah.
And to what end?
Right.
Right? Where are we going?
So true. And I wish I could answer that. We're just really in the infancy of it all. Think about it. We always talk about on the show, we just started talking about AI, 2 years ago?
Yeah. I know. It's so rapid. Isn't that musical Hadestown talking about the road to hell? I don't know. I just hope we can use it for good to solve some of our biggest problems, like real problems.
Yes.
Not my emails.
Like income inequality.
Yes. And not... Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Okay, still ahead. Speaking of problems, we're going to solve other people's problems and scenarios.
Yes, let's
Gee
do it.
Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, winner of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Breaking news coverage, best newscast, excellence in writing, investigative reporting, sports reporting, hard news. Capped with a prestigious prize for overall excellence. And we thank you, our audience across the Pacific Northwest. You are the reason we strive to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Hey, it's G. Scott. Let's talk real for a sec. Summer is supposed to be about sunshine and kids having fun. But when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill, it grow fast. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. If your family qualifies, you could receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer, food in your cart, and a little less pressure on that budget. And let me be clear about this. There's no catch, no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed to your mailbox. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for your family this summer. Once again, that's freesummermeals.org.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466, 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Summer's right around the corner. Can you say World Series? I don't want to jinx anybody, and I don't want to jinx that heating system or cooling system that you have, but it could possibly out at home. So the best thing to do right now is to replace the system. You want it done right and done fast. Upgrade your cooling now with Home Comfort Alliance. Their 60-second online price estimator makes it so easy. Upgrade to a Lennox cooling system and get a new heating system free. Plus available utility rebates. Visit homecomfortalliance.com today.
Moving into Aegis was one of the best decisions I ever made because I became connected with lots of friends.
This is my friend Susie, and we haven't known each other very long. We just kind of clicked.
She found this wonderful place, and so that I moved in. One thing we both like, we watch football games. I'm a tight end girl myself.
Aegis Living has been trusted for nearly 30 years to deliver award-winning care in luxury senior living. Visit aegisliving.com/KIRO and see for yourself.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Let's talk about soccer. Serious passion, inhuman stamina, and yet exaggerated injuries. Soccer is one of the few sports where overtime is a little subjective. One thing we know is that many fans enjoy game day with craft brews. Be sure to keep a clean sheet. It's not worth trading in those bicycle kicks for riding your bicycle to work. When being pulled over for DUI, there are rarely yellow cards, only red. So play it safe and don't go off sides. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com to schedule your free private consultation. If you're stopped for DUI midfield from home and there are no free kicks, make it your goal to call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY. Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
There is nothing so special as June in a Northwest garden. Hi, I'm Gina at Sky Nursery. I have been a huge gardener since my now adult kids were shorter than my lavender. This time of year, I like to be out in the garden checking on things, enjoying the afternoon golden hour. If you still have room for new plants, it's a great time to get them in the ground before the summer heat. Explore Sky's colorful tapestry of trees and shrubs, veggies and herbs, fountains, hanging baskets, and more. Sky Nursery, the gardener's garden store. Learn more at skynursery.com.
Are we back already?
Yes, we are. It is 10:48. You're listening to the Gee and Ursula Show. Gee is doing his World Cup emceeing preparation, and we are having a great time here in the studio. Angela Poe Russell is with me, and it is time for scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
All
right, let's get into a little office edition of Battle of the Sexes, I suppose. Ooh. I am a 38-year-old man in the accounting department of a small nonprofit. Our building has no AC, and every summer I end up sweating through my clothes. Last year, we got a new executive director who's a little younger and modernized our dress code. So the old policy required suits and ties. This one allows more casual attire, but still prohibits shorts. During our first heat wave, I was sweating enough that I started bringing a spare shirt to work. The updated dress code is gender neutral and allows flowy skirts of, quote, an appropriate length, so many women in the office wear them during hot weather. I asked if I could wear shorts since I work in a back office and never interact with clients, but was told no by management. So I'm considering wearing a long skirt over my shorts to work, then removing the skirt once I'm done at once I'm at my desk. My male coworkers think that I would just be causing trouble. My female coworkers worry that if I do it, it could lead to management banning skirts altogether. What should I do? Angela, you're our guest today.
It's so funny because my initial thought before we even finished, I was like, wear a skirt. I was like, just wear a skirt. That'll solve the problem.
But I don't identify with the skirt.
You know, I would, and just to recap, did he go talk to them about the possibility of, like, has this been called
he said,
out to them?
I'm in the back office. Like, if they can wear the skirts, why can't I wear shorts in the back? They're like, no, sorry, Kevin.
Oh, that's interesting. Gosh, because I feel like that would be there. Okay, then there's another part of me that's like, suck it up. You guys get to like walk around shirtless outside. We don't get to do that. So suck it up.
Really
this will make us.
You can here in Seattle.
Man.
You actually can. There's nothing stopping you.
You know what I mean, like cultural norms, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay, why am I just feeling like this person is just more trying to make a point? Okay. If your bosses and they say, hey, we've loosened it up and now you want to go even further and now I want to wear shorts and you're going to insist on wearing shorts and then you're going to make a fool of yourself by now putting on a skirt to go over your shorts just because you can't get your way. I mean, if your boss says you can't wear shorts after you've made your pitch, unless you want to be out of a job, how about just, hey, can we get a little portable fan going?
I like that. I think that you have I think that's great advice. And I think you hit the nail on the head.
What?
You can be reasonably cool in pants. There are lightweight pants you can have.
Precisely.
And a fan or some kind of, yes.
I've already loosened the dress code. Wait, what?
Well, first of all, you completely minimize the issue. You're like, why are you being such a big baby about this? And I think that there is a big difference between wearing pants and wearing shorts. I could wear. Yes, there is. Angela, you're shaking your head. And why is it that skirts are acceptable but shorts are not? Are male legs offensive?
Because the shorts, unless they're really long and below the knees, are a lot shorter than shorts. Than skirts. You're not talking about like short mini skirts. You're talking about regular
a knee-length skirt.
Yeah, and so again, shorts has a different kind of connotation. Yep. Shorts has a different feel. Unless they're really dressy shorts and go below your knees, then I guess that would be one thing.
And it's harder to regulate. Some folks will come in with shorts that look a hot mess versus stuff that looks, there was a whole trend for a while of people wearing the suit with the short bottoms.
Yes.
Like they were actually a suit.
Now, a bunch of people are texting in, though. You know what they're saying?
I don't get it.
How about a kilt? And why not a kilt?
I'm still trying to figure out what's
Theo
wrong with
South
shorts.
Seattle says, well, again,
they don't look as formal as a skirt.
They don't look as formal. They can't, and then you open up
non-public facing role. What's wrong with shorts in the office overall? I don't understand that.
Okay.
If you have a policy that says, again, and you can challenge it, but if they flat out say, no, we don't want you wearing shorts, then don't keep being bullheaded and insisting that you wear shorts, or find a new job where you can wear shorts.
Are on this
I thought Gee just said that on Friday. What's one of the narratives? You don't like it, just get a new job. It's not that easy.
Well, you're being over this. Like, this is going to be the hill that you die on, that you can't wear shorts.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
By the way, I just want to mention the fact that this has happened at numerous schools with dress codes where boys have decided to protest the no shorts but skirts allowed policies. And you've seen the skirts that are allowed at these schools. They're not significantly longer than shorts. They're generally right at the kneecap. And what has usually happened is schools have had to reverse their dress codes because the boys show up in skirts. Nick?
You know, I like the idea of giving the office a chance of dressing casually, but there shouldn't be a double standard between the guys and gals when it comes to what they want to wear. If the ladies want to wear skirts, that's fine with me, but let's not add an extra rule for the dudes who want to be wearing shorts to match and stay cool that's the more important matter, just staying cool in the summer. And maybe one side could think it's a bad look to see the men have half their legs exposed in the summer attire, but who's to say others aren't a fan of seeing them in their shorts or even a kilt now that that's being brought up.
Every girl crazy about his shine.
You know, one man's trash is another man's treasure, so keep an open mind for letting them expand their casual wardrobe. Let's not get so tied up about the guys' shorts and not be petty when the girls are allowed to wear skirts over there.
Yeah, don't be petty. That's a good one. Mike in Tacoma says capri pants and boat shoes. See, I think that might be acceptable. But again, I mean, your company has just, like, if you push it too much, then they're like, okay, let's just go back to formal wear or more formal wear. Now no one wins.
I'm curious. Is there any men's clothing that shows skin above the ankle that is considered acceptable for office wear? You said that shorts just simply are not office wear. There are zero options for men.
Are you getting at, you feel like men's legs are offensive?
No, I'm just thinking, like, are pants literally the only thing that are socially acceptable in an office?
Actually, I think that there are. So Diane in Seattle was saying, are there knee-length shorts for men? I mean,
yeah, but they look like board shorts.
Yeah, those, but not. But see, surfing shorts, no. But there are some more tailored, longer shorts,
really
right?
Nice shorts. Yeah, maybe if they had a uniform kind of thing where these are the shorts you can wear.
Can't believe we're busting out the ruler for the men's shorts these days.
I have no sympathy.
Oh, okay. Well, keep your texts coming. 888-973-5476. We'll have more of the Gee and Ursula Show with Angela Poe Russell coming up next.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June, for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Seattle is offering a free comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. No guessing, just answers. Over 100,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Take control and protect your long-term health by knowing your numbers. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Feel better. Live stronger. Start now.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America,
official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at washingtonaccidentbooks.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. Peace talks off, ceasefire on. Israel is saying it will stop hitting Lebanon. No confirmation of that ceasefire yet from Hezbollah. Fresh fighting this morning in Lebanon killed 47, after which Vice President J.D. Vance was called back from peace talks in Switzerland. Iran saying through a spokesman, peace talks can resume once the required conditions are in place. For the first time in 110 days, stranded ships owned by major companies have begun transiting the Strait of Hormuz. Gas prices falling still, though, 83 cents a gallon above this time last year. Indiana declaring a state of disaster emergency for severe weather in 63 counties. And more may be coming in the region.
You're looking into areas that looks like the Midwest. We're going to continue to see a high-level threat, 3 out of 5, for destructive wind, large hail, and also tornadoes breaking out. Now, this does not happen till Saturday, so we're preparing ourselves for what's to come as we're heading into, it looks like, Saturday afternoon.
This is ABC News. Walking for Freedom, Evanston, Illinois. The annual Juneteenth event taking place honoring the legacy of Opal Lee. Opal Lee, now 99. Helping to lead the movement to make Juneteenth a federal holiday, this 2.5-mile route symbolizes the 2.5 years it took for news of the Emancipation Proclamation to reach the enslaved people of Texas. A 3-year-old boy remains critical but stable after a stranger tossed him into a crocodile enclosure at a UK zoo. The 30-year-old suspect is free on bail as police investigate. FIFA telling World Cup fans to buy tickets through their official site after fans flooded social media with complaints about tickets that never arrived. Gone So Young, a Grammy-nominated producer recognized globally for being behind massive chart-topping hits like Travis Scott's Sicko Mode. Tay Keith was found dead in his Nashville home. No foul play suspected, just 29 years old. I'm Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
We're going to check in with Luke Ducey down at the World Cup match at Seattle Stadium. But first, we need to check the roads. KIRO News Radio traffic with Ted Beener.
Thank you, Frank. Some good news. Those earlier crashes just inside the northbound 99 tunnel and on westbound 410 both have cleared. Traffic backups are gone. That's great. So with less than an hour to kick off, the Stadium District is the busy place with more fans arriving for the USA-Australia World Cup soccer match at noon. Northbound I-5, that's got some slowing from the Michigan curve into downtown with more of those fans arriving. Other area slowdowns include northbound 405 through the Renton curves, northbound I-5 from 164th to 128th in Everett, northbound 405 has got breaking up the hill from Canyon Park, southbound 405, that's now bunched up as you're moving through downtown Bellevue. And we got some slowing on southbound I-5 approaching the DuPont JBLM intersection. Couple of drive times. Your South Center to Seattle drive time is 21 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, that is also 21 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Ted Beener.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Frank Lindsay. U.S. faces Australia in a World Cup showdown an hour from now, and Seattle is buzzing.
USA! USA! USA!
Fans packing watch parties, bars, and the stadium itself, of course, for one of the biggest sporting events this city has hosted. Our own Luke Ducey spoke with Peter from Linwood, who got down to the stadium before sunrise.
All my friends back home are like, oh, that's so cool you're going and everything like that. And they're like, why are you going at 4:30 in the morning? No, I think it'll be...
Why are you going at 4:30 in the morning?
Oh, that's the military in me. I wasn't sure what to expect, actually. With the trains, they made it sound like, you better get here early, and, the crowds are going to be intense, as they should be,
Remember, no cars allowed in the Pioneer Square area, so if you're catching the game today and you're not there yet, you might want to grab a bus or light rail. 8 extra ambulances will be in rotation on World Cup match days in Seattle. Curtis Dominguez, Chief EMS Officer at American Medical Response, tells KIRO 7 they're ready to handle extra calls.
There is a large majority of people that are out here in Seattle. They're spending a lot more time in the sun.
When it gets hot, you need to stay hydrated, get in the shade every once in a while, and watch out for signs of heat-related illness, things like dizziness, nausea, and cramps. Close call at Franklin Falls near North Bend ended with a dramatic rescue of a 5-year-old girl this week. King County Explorer Search and Rescue says she slipped into a creek and was swept downstream in 40-degree water on Wednesday. 2 of the group's volunteers happened to be nearby. They jumped in and were able to pull her out. Amazon says it does not plan to fire workers who spoke at a Seattle City Council meeting last week, but warns that action is possible if company policies were violated. The company tells the Seattle Times the employees appeared to speak as representatives of Amazon, not private citizens. The workers were urging council members to approve a moratorium on new AI data centers.
The biggest issue is a belief that AI should be how we solve everything while ignoring the resources that it costs.
The workers say they were called into a meeting after that, and one of them says it felt like an interrogation. They filed a complaint with the city's Office of Civil Rights. Your weather forecast for today, a warm one, mostly sunny and 83 degrees. Tomorrow, 75 degrees, mostly sunny for the afternoon. A few clouds in the morning, but again, a little bit cooler tomorrow. 75, sunny and warm on Father's Day, 81 degrees, upper 80s, low 90s expected on Monday and Tuesday. We have got 69 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay. KIRO Newsradio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Welcome, everybody. Happy Juneteenth. Happy World Cup Day. A lot going on today.
It is a lot going on.
Yes, for sure. Angela Poe Russell is in for G.
Good morning.
Good morning. We are in our 3rd hour of the Gee and Ursula Show. And, of course, coming up at 11:30, we will agree to disagree. But just a reminder that the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is open for you, 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
And it is a big, big day, as we've been telling you. Remember when people were wondering whether Seattle was really a World Cup city? I think the answer is yes, quite frankly. But we are going to find out in less than an hour. Nearly 70,000 fans are going to be packing the stadium for the U.S. versus Australia game, and the whole region has been buzzing. Luke Ducey is in the middle of it all, and here he is.
I've moved away from the stadium right now. I'm at South King and Occidental up in Pioneer Square, where fans are starting to really pour in. Everywhere I look, just a sea of mostly blue, white and red and flags and faces painted in a lot of soccer jerseys. And then all of a sudden there'd be a pocket of yellow and green. Just moments ago, right here, there was a parade of Aussie fans going down to the stadium. They lit up some flares and some green and yellow smoke and started passing this huge crowd next to Quality Athletics, a bar here on the corner of Occidental, and both sides just went nuts. The World Cup fever is for real. I will say, though, for now, the Aussies seem to be winning the fun battle. There are a lot of them, and they are vocal, and they are singing. I went to one bar down the way across from T-Mobile where they were all singing in unison a rendition of Sweet Caroline. You can imagine how that went. And I see a couple of Aussie fans. I'm going to see if I can ask them a couple of questions real fast. Hey, how you doing? I'm with KIRO News Radio here in Seattle. Just want to ask you a couple of questions. Did you come here from Australia?
Yes.
How far away?
I'm from Sydney.
You're from Sydney. All right. So how is Seattle treating you so far?
Aussie! Sucks! Aussie! Sucks!
I guess not well. I guess Seattle's not treating you that well.
No,
Sorry about
very
that.
good.
Welcome to Seattle, guys.
See, there you go. Most of them are very nice.
Good. So what's your prediction real fast of the game? Your prediction?
I'm worried. They're a very good side, the US, but we've got a pretty good side too, so we'll see how we go.
It's going to get chippy, I think. We'll see how it goes. Big game. Hey, thanks so much. Have a lot of fun.
Thank you very much.
All right. So we were interrupted by some U.S. fans there for a second who were a little rude as soon as I asked about how is Seattle treating you. Hey, I got a trio of U.S. fans here. One's got an American flag draped across his shoulders. They got the new jerseys on. Let's see if I can interrupt the conversation for just a second. Sorry to interrupt, guys. I'm with KIRO News Radio. Wondering if I could just ask you, how is the World Cup experience for you so far?
I've had a great time. We went to the first game on Monday. Different vibes. I think people are more excited for today. It's lovely seeing how happy everyone is. Everybody's having a fantastic time. I'm excited for the game. Yeah, this is awesome, man.
Different crowd.
Different crowd.
The Aussies, then Belgium, Egypt, right?
That's right, yeah.
Although that was a good game, it turned out to be.
It really was.
I think the Aussies are winning the fun game. Do you think?
No. I think we're having a great time. Look around. It's all U.S. We're having a good time.
I'll give it to the Aussies. They got the better chance.
I am a little jealous of the Kangaroos.
Yeah.
A lot riding on this game. Whoever wins this game wins the group, basically, and they're on to the second round, even though there's one game left. What's your prediction?
I think we win 2-1, and they have to win because if they win, they come back to Seattle in the round of 16 if they make it that far.
How cool would that be?
Really rooting for the U.S. to win
All
today.
right, give me a USA, something like that.
USA!
Well done. Here we go. More cheering fans. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. So there you go, here in Pioneer Square, where the fans are still trickling in, and we're expecting a march from the U.S. contingent, the official fans, any time now through Pioneer Square on the way to the stadium. But kickoff is at 12 noon. A lot riding on this game so far. Everyone's been safe. Everyone's been moving in an orderly manner like everyone wants them to. They've got barricades all through this area lined up, forming different sections, and you can't get through them or else it'd be chaos. Keeping people moving. But anyways, everyone here having a fantastic, fun time. We're in Pioneer Square for the World Cup. It's here. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
I got to ask you, Angela, because I'm listening to Luke out there. I'm hearing those fans. I'm seeing, friends send in pictures of them being downtown. I'm seeing the lines for the food, people heading into the stadium. Are you feeling a bit of FOMO like I am?
A little bit. I tell you what got me was the Sweet Caroline. Because I can never not join that when it starts. Like, it's the cheesiest thing. It's the cheesiest thing. And then when it happens, it's like, dot, dot, dot. It's just...
Yes.
It overtakes you.
Yes. And so right now, there is just so much going on. And again, not to say that, by the way, there's also a Mariners game tonight.
Yes.
So remember that. And then we wanted to talk a little about Juneteenth because it's getting overshadowed by everything.
I know, and it's such an important holiday. I'm so glad that we have it because it is our official marking of the end of slavery. This is a day for freedom. It is like a second July 4th in a sense because it was when the enslaved African Americans in Texas found out they were officially free. So we mark this day. What makes this day, this particular one, so special? Kind of like when July 4th lands on a Friday or a Saturday.
Right.
So it just so happens that it's landing on a Friday. And so there are all these events around town. You've got a big event happening at Jimi Hendrix Park. You've got celebrations happening in Tacoma. There's another one happening in downtown Seattle. And these are events that typically draw thousands of people. We're talking like stages, performances, food. I'm like, how are we going to do this? Like, we're going to do it.
I mean, everything is converging all at once.
Yeah.
But what has been like on Juneteenth in the past, in the recent past, like what have been some of the memorable things that you do to commemorate this day?
You know, last year I went to one of the festivals and I just had a blast enjoying some of the food that is culturally, you know, that kind of goes back to our history as, you know, African Americans in the Deep South, and being able to experience that together as a community. I mean, the celebrations are open to everybody, but you do have a lot of African Americans there. Being able to enjoy some of the music that is significant to our community and beyond, you know, R&B and blues and all of that. So it really is it's just like July 4th, honestly. It's so much like July 4th, like, except we are marking the moment where it's like this country ended a horrible and inhumane chapter, why is that something that we all wouldn't want to celebrate?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I did on Juneteenth one year was go to the African American Museum.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I think a lot of people don't even know exists or haven't really experienced yet.
Yep.
And I think that is something that is very meaningful, too.
I love going to the museum. And what's great about it is the exhibits are constantly changing, so it doesn't have to just be one visit. But yeah, you go there, it's beautiful, it's affordable, and there's always something. And one of the celebrations that Jimi Hendrix Park, I want to say, is connected to the African American Museum. So it's something you can do kind of all at once.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, however you're celebrating today, there are a lot of people celebrating graduations too. And I said I was going to bring back this topic.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So I want to recap what happened and the reason we're bringing this up, because we really didn't get a chance to go deep on it in the 9 o'clock hour. But in case you've missed it, there is an onstage moment during Seattle University's graduation ceremony that has now gone viral. In fact, more than 1 million people have seen this video, and it's of Seattle U's provost Shane Martin tearing a Palestinian flag out of the hands of a Muslim student.
She starts to pull it out to have it in the photo, and he aggressively starts grabbing her arm. She's trying to go down and take it back, and he's grabbing her arm again and snatching the flag again.
That is Lily Bergeron, who also walked during this packed graduation ceremony that held at Climate Pledge. And she spoke with Fox 13 News, and she says she was shocked by the provost's actions.
In front of friends, in front of family, a bunch of people in a stadium being manhandled like that, that's degrading for her as a human being. So she should receive an apology directly from the provost.
And now we're hearing, at least through a statement from the provost, this was a statement from Provost Martin, who says, this is a quote, "Our tradition is to shake hands with graduates upon receiving their diplomas, and we respect the wishes of students who signal that they prefer not to engage in physical contact." And he says, "If I had known the student did not want to be touched, I would have honored that request." But he didn't mention that the flag at all in the statement, and he made a point of saying that the ceremony's closing benediction was given by a Muslim student who quoted the Quran. Why'd
that look?
Statement, I know, it was just cringy. But that statement also doesn't seem to match what other students and parents, and now more than 1 million people, have witnessed on this video.
He was not polite and asked her to take it off. He did not try and take it away from her kindly. He yanked it out of her arm and then forced her arm behind her. And it's sad to leave on that note. Again, I love this school on a physical landscape, but yeah, I think seeing our provost do that at our graduation ceremony was disheartening for sure.
This is just unacceptable. Can I just talk about the statement for a minute?
Yes.
Am I just missing the point? Is someone missing the point? The point
provost
wasn't about the religious piece for me when just looking at the video. The point wasn't that what was the second part that oh yeah, well, we did have someone read from the Quran. That's like saying, okay, I have a Muslim friend. Like, that wasn't the point. That wasn't the thing that people had an issue with. I mean, so let me just break down what I see as the issue, because I would not like it if I were taking a picture with someone and they broke out something like a flag or whatever, and someone's about to take the picture, because then I feel like I'm being catfished to a photo that I wasn't prepared to take.
Right.
So I wouldn't like that. However, in no way should you be grabbing somebody and force what I saw on video. So to me, the point was that you got physical with a person in an aggressive way. And so to me, that was the thing to address.
Yes.
I mean, it just looked like he lost his temper. That's what it looked like.
Yes. I agree. So acknowledge it and say,
You're rolling your eyes.
No, I'm not rolling my eyes at all.
Okay.
I think you're 100% right.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
go
it was
ahead,
just,
I'm sorry.
I think it was mishandled. And then the statement that followed was just yet another misstep. But I do want to ask just the broader question, because with graduation ceremonies, I remember I went to my niece's law school graduation, and someone had the Free Palestine thing on a cap, or there are other things that go on during graduations where the students are explicitly told, let's not do that, and then they're going to oftentimes will do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you do in that moment when they're crossing the stage and they bust something out, all of this?
Right.
Whether it's an Israeli flag or a Palestinian flag or whatever.
As long as everyone's treated the same in terms of the response, that is the important piece. But just in terms of us as moms, as, people who've lived in this, we've lived here for a long time. I mean, what are our thoughts on how protests should be handled at graduations? I definitely believe in the right to protest. Protests are not meant to be convenient, right? They're meant to call attention. What I remember my daughter coming to me and she was wanting to wear something that was culturally relevant and it was against the rules. And my whole thing to her was, well, what are you trying to accomplish? In other words, okay, so if you wore this stole, what would that do? And I guess it's one thing if you're trying to call attention to an issue, like in the case of if you're trying to say, hey, I want what's happening in Ukraine to be back in the news, or I want what's happening in Palestine to be back in the news.
Right.
So,
but where do you stop? I mean, and like you said, it needs to be handled equally and appropriately, but there needs to be a plan beforehand. But what if someone was to do something extremely vulgar or extremely, how are you going to respond to that?
Here's what I think off the cuff. Like, if you're not distracting from the ceremony, then if kids want to decorate their hats, so as long as it's nothing vulgar, so what? You know what I mean? I know at my other daughter's school, they had more freedom to wear the stoles they wanted. They were able to decorate their hats the way they wanted. And it was no problem. And sometimes maybe just giving them a little bit of leeway might be the
answer. Yeah. I mean, I think I can see that point, but I can also see the point where it can get very disruptive.
Yeah.
And then someone thinks, well, why do you allow that to happen? Why can't I take my thing? And then it takes away from the graduation for everybody.
To your point, the university's statement, they basically alluded and said, hey, we have very specific guidelines and standards on what we allow at our graduation ceremonies, which I basically took to mean we don't want people busting out a flag on the stage while they're taking a picture with the provost. But as the provost, you have to be prepared for that moment in the same way that a police officer or someone who works with, children with special needs in schools is prepared to physically handle a situation in a way that does not amplify the person's message. Now you've created the Streisand effect. Because this guy looked angry. He had a physical confrontation with a woman who was not in any way being aggressive towards him. And the optics of it were terrible.
Yeah.
Because
and your
especially for the cause that she was purporting to support, right? If you're supporting the Palestinian cause and you get a university provost half tackling you off the stage with the Palestinian flag, you're kind of proving the point.
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as half tackling, but I mean,
he looked angry as hell in the pictures.
It was like someone
looked
irritated.
He was trying to snatch
it.
It's just
not appropriate.
Yeah, and he was trying to make it look like it wasn't happening. It's like, dude, everybody saw it at this point, and I understand the frustration.
Yeah,
but I also think that some of the onus is on the person who brought the flag. And I know you say protesting shouldn't be convenient, but if you are told this is not something that we're going to do, and don't make this graduation all about you, This is a graduation for everybody.
Well,
if you allow it for, again, I mean, so it's like you're kind of between a rock and a hard place.
Well, I don't know. Yes, she violated the rules bringing the flag. It's still no excuse to do what he did in terms of snatching.
I want to make sure. I want to make sure that
you're clear.
I'm real clear on that.
Okay.
I didn't agree with what he's doing, and I think his response was terrible.
Chef, what would you? Let's say you're the provost.
Yeah.
And someone does that. What would you do in that moment?
First of all, you don't break your face into an angry grimace.
No.
You handle it with grace. So he's facing the crowd. She's facing the crowd, right? You step in front of the person. You bring your hands up, you just push theirs gently down that they've got the flag, and you usher them off the stage. If they get to present it halfway or full ways,
but why push the flag down? Why even do that? Why push the flag down?
Just like, okay, you know what? If you want to show that off stage as you walk off, great.
Yeah.
But you're not trying to like tear things out of people's hands because you're going to get in a tussle.
Yeah. If it were me, I probably would have just said, I would have stepped back and said, you'll get your diploma and the picture when you put the flag down. Like that's what I would have. It would have, and basically give you the escort to go.
Yes, yeah. We will not exchange the diploma. But those are things that I think, bottom line, should have been thought of prior to, because I mean, especially on a campus, it is a private university, but Seattle University is known to be an activist.
They're a Jesuit.
It's a campus that promotes justice and free speech, et cetera, et cetera.
So this response is as disappointing as the act itself.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree
Sorry,
with that.
Seattle, I'm going to end up finding like I know the comms person or something. I'm like, sorry.
That wasn't
sorry,
great.
Not sorry.
Dan in Maple Valley is asking, what if a student started to bring out a rebel flag? I mean, that's the whole thing. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's like, okay, this one, maybe you agree or disagree with what the students' protest was about, but I mean, if you open it to everybody, then you've got chaos.
Guys, and I just want to say to all the people texting and you're promoting the violence or promoting the fire or whatever, just think about this for a moment, guys. We're talking about someone holding up a flag. All right? This isn't a gun. This is a flag off someone who they're like, you know what? These people are being attacked and killed.
Yeah.
And so you can disagree with it, but is violence the answer? And if we start being violent because of someone's act of free speech...
That proves their point, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, a lot more. A lot of you texting in on this one. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. More of the Gee and Ursula Show next.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes. KIRO Newsradio, winner of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Breaking news coverage, best newscast, excellence in writing, investigative reporting, sports reporting, hard news. Capped with a prestigious prize for overall excellence. And we thank you, our audience across the Pacific Northwest. You are the reason we strive to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO Newsradio. 97.3 FM.
Hey, Dad, have you heard the news from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services?
No, I haven't.
Eggs have climbed higher than ever on the new food pyramid, and that's great news for anyone who loves starting the day strong.
Well, at Wilcox Family Farms, we make it easy with our ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs. They're a delicious, protein-packed snack you can grab on the go, now ranked higher than ever.
Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY, and I want to wish you a happy Independence Day. The 4th of July is my favorite. It's about family, gratitude, patriotism, and amazing exploding lights in the sky. Perhaps I love it most because it's called Independence Day. I love to fight for my clients' independence. Your right to drive, to provide for your family, your right to do stuff. You feel liberty most when you lose it. Remember buying a box of bottle rockets and salute shells with nothing more than a "have fun, kids"? Well, things have changed since then, including the consequences of a DUI. We're your safe and sane solution to keep freedom ringing. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com. Red, white, and blue are the colors of freedom, unless they're flashing behind you. 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
$83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise. There's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Nick, you know what my dad always used to say?
Oh, which thing? Let me guess. If you put anything on a hot dog besides mustard, it's un-American?
Okay, that's true. Okay, but no, about the word worry. Remember he used to say about the word worry?
Yes, that it's not a verb, but it actually is.
I know it's a verb, but Nick, his point was nothing comes from worrying. You can sit here and worry about all the news and all about the chaos in the world. You worry about your health, but nothing comes of it. You have to take action.
Right.
Like, for instance, you and I, we go into Longevity Medical Clinic. That's an action. It's about taking that action. Like, people can go to Longevity Medical Clinic, take the free health analysis, and then they can find out how they're aging and the things they can do in order to slow down the process to have a big, full, rich life so you can enjoy a hot dog with whatever you want on it.
And now worry is a verb.
See, there you go. So it all starts for you taking action. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we understand improving your home is an investment in your family, and we're here to help make it easier. With our flexible financing, keeping your family safe, comfortable, and dry has never been more affordable. For more than 20 years, Guardian has earned the trust of thousands of homeowners across the Pacific Northwest with a reputation for quality that lasts. So why wait? Start guarding your home today. Call or visit guardianroofing.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Frank Lindsay. Shots fired today in Seattle's Chinatown International District near 10th and Main. One person hurt, taken to the hospital in serious condition. So far, police have not found the shooter. USA versus Australia. We're less than a half hour away from it now. The big World Cup battle at Seattle Stadium. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey's been down there all morning.
I'm surrounded by hundreds and hundreds of fans right now, queued up, waiting to get into the game. I'm going to do something stupid. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't, I'm going to be really embarrassed. But here we go. Hey! Hey, soccer fans, listen up. Give me a USA. 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 Oh my God, I just got hundreds of people to chant that with me. That's ridiculous, but go USA! But that's how it is out here. That's the buzz and the excitement.
With that going on, a hotel worker strike continues outside the Embassy Suites in Pioneer Square. Unite Here Local 8 members are calling for more pay, more consistent hours, year-round health care, and protections tied to immigration enforcement.
We will keep going until we win.
Front desk agent Cara Peralta spoke with us from the picket line today. Hotel says it's negotiating in good faith and has contingency plans in place to keep things running as smoothly as possible. The traffic surrounding the World Cup exposing what some drivers say are some confusing parking rules downtown. Visitor from Colorado says her car was nearly towed when she parked near Pike Place Market. This man tells KIRO 7 he did find a spot eventually.
All the parking, people were just for the parking for the light rail, so it was just horrible there. So I was like, well, I'll just give it a shot downtown, and worked out. Got lucky.
Seattle officials say restrictions are tighter on match days. You need to double-check posted times. And the iconic Australian cookie Tim Tams flying off the shelf at Costco. That's according to Costco Buys, an Instagram account that tracks Costco trends. The chocolate-covered biscuits, often called the Australian Oreo, come in multiple flavors. 66-count box will set you back $14. Shoppers say they're stocking up, and that's sparking a nationwide buying frenzy. Wall Street today, markets closed in honor of the Juneteenth holiday. KIRO News Radio traffic now. Here's Lori.
Did I see a tin of those on your desk?
Maybe.
You were talking about downtown traffic. Well, parking is awful, but also, we know our soccer fans like to get there early, but there's still big delays all around the stadium. Linwood to Bellevue right now at 4 minutes, slow down at 22 minutes. Everett to Seattle, just 20-minute drive. Northbound I-5 from Spokane Street, we have a stall on the ramp, but really I'm not seeing any delays. SeaTac to Seattle right now is just a 17-minute commute. Renton to Bellevue is running about 6 minutes slower at 24 minutes, and you're going to be waiting about 2 hours for the ferry if you're in that ferry line Edmonds to Kingston. Traffic is brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. Don't miss the firework nights all summer presented by T-Mobile. Next patriotic show is July 3rd, so get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Weather forecast, mostly sunny, 83 today, and then tomorrow morning, some clouds, but then they'll burn off and we'll have a sunny day again, 75 degrees. Father's Day, sunny and 81, and on Monday, we should hit 88. It's 71 degrees right now in Seattle. I'm Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is already 11:35 on the Gee and Ursula Show. It's time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
Okay, so I want to talk about what it would take to graduate. Speaking of graduation-related topics, this is pretty interesting what's happening in New York. This is pretty complex, but I'm going to try and boil it down. So they're moving from traditional credits and standardized testing for graduation, and they're going to replace that with student portfolios and real-world internships. So under a traditional model in New York, the way it works is, you have to get X amount of credits in order to graduate and get your degree. You also have to pass, I think they have 5 standardized tests that you have to pass in order to get your diploma. Under the system that they're proposing, students can skip standard class time to complete real-world internships. They can do lab work, they can perform independent studies, or they can do capstone projects. Part of their graduation would be a multi-year portfolio of their work to show how they are learning it and what they are learning. But basically, the idea here is that rather than having kids be set for 80 credits worth of time in a classroom, they can replace that with activities that are done in the real world, either internships, portfolio work. Angela, obviously this is pretty complex, but the basic theme of it, what do you think?
No, this is the problem. This is why we have kids showing up to college that can't read a full book. Because we keep lowering standards. You don't need to read the full book. Just read an excerpt. Just, get the Cliff Notes and write an essay on it. Stop taking shortcuts. I love this idea. I love the idea, but it should be an and. Maybe they say, okay, you have to do 60 credits and you get to do the cap. I think this is a great addition to their education, but this is not the time to be changing standards in a way that makes it like so that you don't have to be accountable to a certain set of standards. I'll never forget a theater teacher telling me that kids will rise to the level of your expectation. He says, sometimes we have low expectations for kids in theater. And he was like, we're raising them. This was Jimmy, Broadway Bound. He was like, we need to raise the expectation. He said, kids will rise to it. I get there are always exceptions, leaving room for that, for exemptions, all that stuff. So for me, it's like, no, but I love the idea and add on to it, dang it.
Okay, I was about to fully disagree with you because you started with the premise that this was lowering the expectations. And I would say that it almost sounds like what they're trying in New York is starting college early. The idea of the capstone project and getting internships and all those things. Which
college
actually,
or career.
It's
right.
Exactly. Those are things that actually help you launch into your career. And these are the things that you do in college. But I agree with you that I would prefer it to be not a either or, but an and. And I agree with Angela when it comes to we need to increase our expectations for students, not bring them down. But we also need to recognize that not every student learns the same way, that
100%.
That not every student's going to be, okay, they've got to have this kind of credit for this because it just checks off the box when it's going to have zero to do with their future, and it's just not how that student learns.
100%.
I will just tell you of a real life situation where when my son, my oldest son, was trying to apply for UCLA. I don't even think I shared this story with you, Angela. And his guidance counselor said, "Stephen, I'm sorry, but because you took AP chemistry and you didn't take an arts class, I don't think you're going to be able to apply for UCLA. Because you took AP chemistry instead of an arts class and you didn't that was one of the credits that you should have been working on.
Yeah. And you had to go to bat for him.
And it turned out, no, actually they would make an exception, and that is exactly what school he ended up going to. But my point would be sometimes those, fill out all those credits and get those credit hours is antiquated.
Box checking.
Well, let me ask you this, Angela, because your reaction to this is you need to be able to prove that you can perform these certain set of standards at a basic competency level. Let's say you have a student who can test out of their high school English and math requirements, or 1 year or 2 years of that. Should you still require them to have an equivalent amount of credits to graduate high school? Because right now it's entirely credit based.
Yeah.
And you got to take those hours.
And maybe that's where some of this creative programming comes in. Like if you've finished this and you can test out, there is a path for you to go down. I feel like that's where public schools, or I should say schools in general, have sometimes failed, is not having pathways for kids who are different. Like I'm done with that. Is there something else I can do to challenge me? I love the capstone project idea. I love the real world experience. I love when I see classes at the grocery store and they're actually doing stuff. I think so. If there's a way to replace some of the box checking with some of that programming, that would be ideal.
You know what strikes me? Looking at this model is that we don't have a current setup in our society to train young people into work. Because I'm thinking about, it sounds great to get kids internship experience starting when they're in high school. How awesome would it be if we could get kids actually in the doors of a real job, seeing what people do, getting to see what the lifestyle, the work expectations are. And then I think to myself, would I want to have a 14-year-old around and have activities for them to do and be able to guide and teach? Like, we don't have that in our workplace.
Here's what's crazy. Seattle Academy of Arts and Sciences, it's a private school. They do have in all of their high school juniors are required to do an internship. And I had someone reach out to me. You wanted to be a journalist,
Where?
and it's a smaller school, so they use their network, and they encourage them to reach out to people. That's how. Well,
Yes.
It's not just that. I had someone randomly. She was working it. Know someone who knows someone, and they placed them all. I think that is the career development is missing, sorely missing in high school. I think you pointed out something. There has to be a way for kids to explore careers beyond what they've just seen in their world.
You know what? I think if you give us 10 more minutes, we fix high school education.
I think we would. I think we absolutely would.
And I think that there are people right now pulling their hair out like, you guys haven't been in a classroom in years. We'll have more of the Gee and Ursula Show coming up.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
There's nothing so special as June in a Northwest garden, and it's a great time to get to Sky Nursery and plant before the summer heat. Explore Sky's colorful tapestry of trees and shrubs, veggies and herbs, fountains, hanging baskets, and more. Sky Nursery, the gardener's garden store. SkyNursery.com.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
Nick, you know what's a great thing about going to Longevity Medical Clinic as a couple?
Oh, I absolutely do. When they tell you to do something, you actually do it.
Right. And the same thing with you. When they tell you to do it, because for some reason, when I tell you to do it, you're like, whoa.
I just walk away and roll my eyes.
Exactly. But the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic, the doctors there know, because we do the blood draw and they look and they can see, they know, they hold us accountable.
Yeah, when I'm under pressure and I know I'm coming in, I know I have to work the program.
Right. Plus, we also want to hold each other accountable for how we take care of ourselves because, we want to have a long, healthy, happy life.
I know. I want every day to torture you as long as I possibly can.
Well, I look forward to it. Here's the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic. They're working with you. They're holding you accountable because they want you to have a long, healthy, happy life. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
There are 5 things money can do for you: growth, liquidity, cash flow, protection, and tax advantages. Don't miss an opportunity because your current retirement plan only focuses on 2 or 3 of them. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
John Curley here. You know a smart thing to do right now? Upgrade your cooling now with Home Comfort Alliance. Choose a Lennox cooling system and get a heating system free. Their 60-second online price estimator makes it so easy. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
RV buyers save thousands at the 10th Annual Summer RV Blowout Sale, June 18th through the 28th at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds. Top manufacturers with every floor plan imaginable, exclusive dealer rebates, huge discounts on new and used models, factory reps on site, enjoy free lunch, plus a year's worth of free camping. The 10th Annual Summer RV Blowout Sale, June 18th through the 28th at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds in Monroe, hosted by Open Road RV, free parking and admission.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Guys, it's Men's Health Month at Revive Seattle. Get a free comprehensive wellness panel. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, heart health, and more. Valued at $400. Offer ends June 30th. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
And just like that, we have come to the end of our Fresh Friday edition of the Gee and Ursula Show with Angela Poe Russell.
Yay,
and
thanks
it's
for
been
having
so
me.
much fun having you. And I'm going to let you start with our text message.
Let's do it. We kicked off the show talking about the eyes of the world being on Seattle today. Diana in Seattle says, I'm not a soccer fan, but I've just put on my red, white, and blue clothing, and I'm about to get on light rail and head downtown by the stadiums to take in the vibe.
I love it.
Do it.
Have a great time. Diane says, one of the biggest pluses for fans attending the games in Seattle is the stadium being so accessible and the transportation being so cheap. I love that. Check out what they've been charging for transportation in other areas of the country. It is outrageous. And the light rail lines, I've come out of Wrigley Field and experienced the same type of lines getting on the L after a game.
253 says, has the question been asked who chose the Where's Waldo U.S. soccer team jerseys? It cracks me up watching all the random fans wandering around in stripes. And there are a lot of people who should not wear stripes.
Oh, wow. Has the World Cup been a bust for business? We talked about how tourism is a little bit down, according to some figures here compared to other cities. Adam in Ballard says, our hot tub boat business on Lake Union, I didn't know that, Adam, is down 20%. Normal tourism was priced out of travel to host cities 6 to 9 months ago due to increased pricing for hotels, rental cars, etc. And now we hear flights are down 20% and hotels have high vacancy rates.
Wow. Tracy.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Tracy in Tacoma, I wonder if the fact that Seattle's weather makes it perfect for summer tourism is contributing to the downturn we're seeing. This is the time of year when tourists who want to visit the city normally pour in, and some may be staying away because of the World Cup. So for Seattle to see an increase, we'd first have to replace all the people who would have visited anyway, and then add even more on top of that. That's a really great point.
Yes. But for those of you who are visiting, and if you just happen to be listening to our show right now, we welcome you and we hope you have a tremendous fun and safe time here during the World Cup. The opening ceremony for the Obama Presidential Library, check this out. Mary and Queen Anne says, I've been privileged to witness some events in my life that I will never forget. Pivotal moments. I am in Chicago and I was able to attend the dedication. I have no words. It was so good to hear eloquence, kindness, and class. The Obama Presidential Center is truly a reflection of the Obama spirit.
That gave me chills.
How cool is that?
You got to be there. Mary, we're so happy for you. Okay, has the lead up to Father's Day been a little quiet, y'all? Doug in Mount Vernon. Angela, since you were surprised by Father's Day, there's still a chance of getting a vacuum cleaner on Amazon.
Okay.
This is
Oh,
what
my
happens when you
goodness.
read it live and not in advance.
Now, have you decided what you're going to do, or has Victor
We've
been
decided
open
what we're
about what he
going
would
to
like to do? Yeah.
And I know he has a special dish he loves, and so making him his special dish.
What is it?
It's a seafood lasagna.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's like a pink sauce, so you got a little of the Parmesan.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
good.
okay. You put crab in there?
like
Yep,
that.
crab, shrimp.
Oh, my gosh. That
Yum.
sounds good.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that
Roast
sounds
some
good.
tomatoes.
That's a treat.
Yeah.
Josh in the 253 says, maybe there just aren't enough Father's Day commercials. When Mother's Day's coming up, you're constantly reminded. Father's Day seems to sneak up on people. Yeah, we'll go with that, Josh.
Yeah, that's and you know what? You pointed out the graduations, all the graduations
Right.
that are happening.
Right.
Josh in Auburn, sadly, I found out my wife forgot about Father's Day being this weekend. She told me she's working some voluntary extra time on Sunday, so our plans will probably have to wait if there end up being any.
Oh, no. Okay, happy
Sorry,
Father's
honey,
Day,
I'm working.
Josh. Kevin in Black Diamond says, dads don't need gifts. A perfect Father's Day would be relaxing, time with my kids, and the entertainment of them making dinner while I sit back and watch.
Oh, that's a good point. Hey, Jesus, for Father's Day this year, I just want my stepdaughter to call me dad and to spend time with my kids and my own dad.
Oh, see, that's awesome.
So sweet.
Andres was one of our listeners who texted in and said, Ursula, I remember that your father actually passed away on Father's Day. And he's right. It was Father's Day of 2023. And so for those of you who are missing your fathers, my heart goes out to you. I understand that as well. And for those of you who still have your fathers around, cherish the time. And even if you forgot that it's coming up this weekend, you still have time to do something.
Yeah, 100%.
So, it's time for our words to live by. And I love quoting Maya Angelou, who says, open your eyes to the beauty around you. Open your mind to the wonders of life. Open your heart to those who love you. And always be true to yourself.
I love that, especially the first part of being open to the good that's around you.
Yes.
Because if we look, there's always something. And
For
someone
sure.
once told me, if you can't find it, then be it.
I love
Like,
that. Be
yeah.
the light that you want
Yes,
others to
yeah.
be, for sure. Absolutely. Well, Angela, it's been a great pleasure. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for having me, Ursula.
Chef, I hope you have a fantastic Father's Day.
Thank you.
And Nick, thank you for all that you do.
Yeah, well, the party started early in the morning for the fans as they quickly filled the stadium district, sticking to their plans. And from what we heard with Luke, who's in the middle of the swarm, there might be some chaos now, but it's the calm before the storm. So with minutes left before the soccer match is underway, we hope all the fans enjoyed the Puget Sound and Elliott Bay and kept it light on the trash talk, too. No hurt feelings allowed either if you talked a big game and it doesn't go your way.
Absolutely. Yeah, stay safe, everybody. Jake and Spike are coming up next. So stay with us.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Baby's come. All gonna die.
KIRO News Radio, winner of 7 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. Breaking news coverage, best newscast, excellence in writing, investigative reporting, sports reporting, hard news. Capped with a prestigious prize for overall excellence. And we thank you, our audience across the Pacific Northwest. You are the reason we strive to be the Northwest's trusted news source. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Hartley here from Wilcox Farms. For over 100 years, my family's been committed to doing what's right. At Wilcox Family Farms, that means caring for our hens with healthy pasture environments and a diet of organic grains and flax seeds. It's how we produce eggs that are wholesome, flavorful, and good for you. Next time you're at an egg case in your local store, we hope you feel good about choosing Wilcox eggs. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Life doesn't have to slow you down just because costs are up. At Subaru of Puyallup, fuel-efficient models help you go farther with the confidence of all-wheel drive. And you have to experience the newly redesigned Subaru Outback with bold styling, advanced safety, an upgraded touchscreen, and even more capability. For stress-free pricing, a huge selection, and current offers, stop by Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership. Part of the Harnish Auto family. Visit SubaruofPuyallup.com.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver. From New Nordic, search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon, CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at